So as far as the third world aristocrat video from today goes, I gotta say, huge win for the toe and a stroke of genius on my part.
Mr. Radio Voice, he's doing his shows. He's roasting some ass and he's picking his nose. He speaks like a pro on the Steel Toe Show. He's making a mess and everyone knows. Ready or not, he already came. April is a hoe and she's snorting for fame. Another win for the toe. Win for the toe. He spilled the beans. He's rooting for rage as he gets her thrice. Another win for the toe. Win for the toe. He had a felony charge, but he's gonna walk. He's got a big mouth and he talks the talk. Another win for the toe. Win for the toe. He's always a guest with Alex Stein. He's making a wish. He's taking his time. Another win for the toe. Win for the toe. Oh, hip hop dibbity dap to the wop 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 wop. Hong dong whittle dangle wang. Oh, he sang dooley mama splatting your hat. Do the poot cakes.
Hey, everybody. Good evening and welcome to the Steel Toe Evening Show. It's the nighttime. It's goal-free Monday. Shit, the way we're going, we're going to end up on goal-free Tuesday. Maybe goal-free Wednesday. Maybe goal-free Thursday. Maybe goal-free... I'm just kidding. Look, great job this morning. Thank you very much. Your reward has been recorded. There was a deal made this morning that if we had 25 gifted memberships on Rumble today, that I would do the tire changing video. I did record it today. It is done. I will upload it after the evening show tonight. I've got a little morning show prep to do, but we will upload the tire changing video, and then I'm just going to close my eyes and pretend it doesn't exist. It's embarrassing. It's humiliating. You know how to change a tire. I've been changing a tire my entire driving life. There was one time where I couldn't find the lug nut key to the rims I have, and I had to have them taken off by someone else. Because for the life, I did not have my lug nut key with me. Booty fucking who. So then that became, you gotta prove to us that you can change a tire. You show us you can change it. I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking do that. And then today they were like, how many memberships? And I'm like, well, there's no goal or anything. I just spit it out. I go, 25. And somebody gifted 5 right away. And I said, yeah, it's 20 more. Then Doggo Doesn't Die dropped in 10 more. And then 5 more. And then 5 other people dropped in 1. And it was before the midpoint in the show. It was tire changing video time. So I did record that. I will upload it. I'll get tomorrow morning show all prepped up after the evening show here. And then before you go to bed, you can giggle and snicker and watch me change a tire. You fucking pricks. How's that? Let's go to Roots. He said, I can't explain how much I hate this fucking song. It ain't great, but I appreciate songwriting. Fuck whoever AI'd this shit into existence. It was Monograph. Monograph made that song for us. It's a gift, and until someone else makes an AI video and song and a theme song for the toe, I'm going to respect Monty and his efforts. Doggo Doesn't Die, who's in first place right now, says it's a catchy tune, but the lyrics aren't that great. Sam Show says it better not have any Boozamok edits in it. There are no edits there. If you think I edit videos before I put them up, you grossly overestimate my ability to do editing. You know what really frustrates me? And I'll tell you, and this, you're going to, of all the things, of all the reasons you would guess I don't like video editing, I hate clicking and dragging like to the right, the exact right point, and then it clips and it goes over like that, and then you hold down control and you try to do it that way. And my fat gay fingers just fucking, I want to throw shit through the screen. You know, so people are like, oh, Aaron, do you not like do as much like Boozamok type clips because you don't like editing? It's not that. It's that one thing. Oh, Aaron, you don't have the technical know-how? I have all that technical know-how. I know how to do all that shit. It's little tiny fucking ADHD things where I go, God, fuck it. And then I go watch Dexter for the fourth time. That's what I'm doing now. It's wholly unfulfilling. I don't know why I keep watching it. And season 2, I'm watching season 2 for the second time, or the third or fourth time. It's the Bay Harbor Butcher season. Hate it. Fucking hate it. I think it sucks. I remember when I first watched that show, I'm like, man, this season cooks. This is a good season. It's terrible. It's terrible. My Lost Interest says, did you loosen the lug nuts before jacking up the car? Rookie mistake. I did. You will see tonight when it gets uploaded. Everything is fine. I did everything right. Thank you very much. Do you know why? Because I know how to change a fucking tire. 09 Canyon says, in theory, I can change a tire, but they're heavy, and I'm weak. I'd have to be supervised. Power Windows says, I personally love the OG song. Well, that's fine. This one? Sure. Root says, I'll write you a fucking song. Pay up, fat boy. Well, don't you make the song first, and then I decide if I want to purchase it? You know, it's like people write a movie script. You know, they don't say, give me a bunch of money, I'll write you a script. They write a script, and then they pitch it to you, and then you buy it from them. I thought that's what it was. Root says, I got a beat sitting right here. I'll have this shit done before the end of the show. $500? What the fuck? 500, but Monty made me one for free. I got to pay $500? Doggo Doesn't Die says, yeah, but you were supposed to do it on a live stream. Did we make those rules? I mean, I can upload it tonight or I can live stream it tomorrow after the morning show. But I thought it would be fine if I just made the video and I uploaded it. I hate streaming on my phone. The audio is fucking terrible. I don't like it. I've never liked streaming on my phone. I think the last thing I streamed on my phone was a members only hot tub stream. Yeesh. 191 Redbird with $10 says, set up text to speech and do one live so we can offer advice for the tire change. Here's my thing. Like, I already have it cut and ready to go. And I don't want to make you guys wait any longer. And also, the way I filmed it, I have my back turned to the camera so you can see the tire and all that stuff. So I'm not going to be able to read the chat. That's the other thing I hate about live streaming from my phone. I can't read the chat. It's gay. I don't like it. Thank you, Redbird, for the $10. Oh, by the way, letting you all know, no goal today. So you can do one of two things. You can either throw in money and it goes towards tomorrow night, or you can just sit back, we can fuck around, and we can enjoy the show tonight. Your call. I'll tell you this, I don't like prepping shows right now. I hate prepping shows when there's like one or two huge news stories because it sucks up all of the oxygen. So, like, when I get stuff ready for tonight and tomorrow morning, usually I can get it all done in one fell swoop. I'm going to have to prep after the show tonight. But it's all of it's either the Minnesota shooting guy arrested, and everyone's trying to make it a conspiracy. Everyone's trying, oh, my God, the cops let him go, and the this and the that. I just don't see the conspiracy. I see it pretty straight up. The guy was a deranged Democrat who didn't like that these Democrats weren't Democrating hard enough, and he had like 4 politicians on his list, and he was going to go kill them all. I mean, those kind of people do exist. So I can't get down on the conspiracy theory of it, but it's either that or Israel-Iran. Those are the only two. Those are the only two that I have. The shooting in Minnesota here and Iran-Israel shit. And it's like, that's great for like 24-hour news. You can bring on 4-star generals all day. Nobody gives a fuck. They've got it on in a waiting room somewhere. But when I'm doing a show, I'm not going to do a 4.5 or 2.5 hour show just about that. I watched a 1 hour and 8 minute Asmongold video. I listened to it while I was at the gym today. You know, a lot of people play like rock music and shit to get their blood pumping so they can throw punches. Not me. I turn on an Asmongold clip on YouTube. And he did a thing on Benjamin Netanyahu on Fox News. And after like 45 minutes or so, I'm like, yeah, I'm not listening anymore. Like, I just wasn't paying attention. It was just on as background noise. So 4.5 hours of that shit. Like, Johnny and I did like an hour and a half on the Minnesota shooter guy today. At most an hour and a half. It probably wasn't even an hour and a half. And I felt like that was fine. We got everything out there. Nobody left not knowing anything about the shooting. It was good. Everybody was up to date. I just, when the media gets, you know, and then we wonder why we're so stupid and we're so uninformed. This is the slop they're throwing out at us. But it does make prepping a talk show. You know, I actually have to go and dig and actually do a little bit of finger work. How dare I? Let's go to JH. He says, Aaron, thoughts on Josh Moon's request for body cam being denied? I was under the impression that they kind of knew that one was going to be denied, that the lawsuit is the big thing. So there were two things out there by Attorney Hardin. There was because the county did do a dirty, like Dukes of Hazzard, Roscoe P. Coltrane kind of a thing, where it was entered as an exhibit. It was entered into the omnibus. Therefore, it's in the database. You can go view it. You can check it out. It's fair game. And then as soon as people came in and started watching it, then all of a sudden they went, oh, no, hide it. And it's like, that's fucking dirty. Like, that's horseshit. Here's my total non-legally trained opinion. I think Hardin is going to lose at the local level because I think these dirty, rotten, small-town, corrupt fucks. And look, man, I did a radio show in the next county over. I broadcast in Candy, Ojai County on 2 different stations, on KLFD, which I did good numbers in Wilmer, and on Q102. So I was around that area for 7 years. I was broadcasting there, and then Rockin' 101, Steel Toe. We have lots of fans all the way up 23 to this day. You know, obviously when Ethan Ralph was at the courthouse, one of our fans, humiliated him. So we had a huge following there. We still have a following there. I know that area. It's small town, dipshit, yokel, corrupt fuckers. I was in Meeker. Fox 9 had to come out to Meeker County to investigate how fucking rotten, wretched, and crooked that those people were. Shit you could not get away with in a big town. And it's one reason and two reasons. We're talking about wealthy parents, and we're talking about a small town and a small county that doesn't want to be embarrassed, doesn't want to be the focal point of the internet. So straight up, they pulled a dirty move. That's what happened. They pulled a dirty move. It wasn't like, well, legally we have a leg to stand on. No, they pulled a dirty move. They pulled the rug out, and they're just hoping that they don't get caught. Well, Hardin went, this is fucking bullshit. I'm going to sue. So he did one thing. He filed a motion that basically said, hey, that thing you just did, it's bullshit. Do it, reverse it. And they weren't going to reverse it, so they said no. And then he files a lawsuit and says, I was ready to receive this body cam. It was ordered by judges. It was legit. It was straight up. And you guys fucking shut the door at the last minute. And it's corrupt and it's shitty. That one he's going to lose at the local level. Then he's going to appeal it and he's probably going to win. Because outside of this small little county, this is a dirty, rotten Keystone Cops, Roscoe Coltrane, Dukes of Hazzard, when you hear about little town corruption, that's the night that the lights went out in Georgia. Slapped the sheriff on the back with a smile, said supper's cooking at home and I got to get to it. That's what this is. It's classic. I saw it in Meeker all the time. Sheriff's son was a meth head. They tried to cover all that shit up as much as they could. And not because, any like kind of deep conspiracy. It was humiliating. It was embarrassing. The sheriff had the power, so he buried it. And our fucking county commissioners helped bury shit. And Fox 9 had to come out and shake the goddamn tree because these yokels were doing shit that wouldn't fly in the big city. So you're asking my thoughts on the motion today. That was never going to go through because they were basically asking the corrupt people to reverse their corrupt thing. But they're protecting a wealthy family, which is also why he got such a sweetheart deal. And they're also protecting themselves because they know that they know how bad it looks. They know how shitty it is. They know what a white trash fucking stain on their county this fucking dipshit is. They know what a fucking white trash hillbilly embarrassment he is. And they don't want that tied to Candy, Ojai County. They don't want to be humiliated that way. So I don't see them doing the right thing. And, shame on Judge Wenzel because he's kind of seen in this area as kind of a no bullshit kind of a dude. And with all due respect to Judge Wenzel, this is a bullshit pussy move. And he deserves to be called out for that. He's going along with the corruption. This is a bullshit pussy, small town, go along to get along move. And I wouldn't be so passionate about it, but I saw it in Meeker County a lot too. Like I'm used to seeing this stuff. When you get to counties that are kind of the size of like this one, like Stearns is kind of a medium-sized county in Minnesota. It's no Ramsey, but it's not Candy, Ojai, or Meeker. It's in the middle. It's got a town of 75,000 at its center. So it's not the biggest, but it's not the smallest. We don't deal with that kind of shit here. We don't deal with that kind of yokel bullshit here. If there's something embarrassing and humiliating that happens, it's embarrassing and humiliating. There was a mayor in Sauk Rapids, Minnesota, and that's Benton County. Benton County doesn't even pull that shit. The mayor got a fucking Dewey. They didn't cover that up. They didn't tell him, hey, go home, sleep it off, whatever. They gave him a fucking DUI, processed him, the whole thing. And that's admirable. But yeah, everybody involved in that is a total chicken shit. Total chicken shit. Redbird with another $5 says, can you make a reference without going straight to gay music or movies? No, I actually think cultural references, and the biggest part of culture is music and movies, I think those help people relate to things. If you don't know what the fuck someone's talking about and you relate it to something they've seen and they're familiar with, oh, I get it. I see. My Lost Interest says, what editing software do you use? I use something called, I just renewed my yearly subscription to it too. VideoPad Video Editor. I hope that's a good one because I pay for it. I just assume if you pay for something, it's good, but I could be totally fucking stupid. Numero uno Josh Denny fan says, so you're saying you have the dexterity of a pudgy seal. I didn't. Oh, yeah. I got fat finger syndrome for sure. JH says the Doak season is Keno. It's not, though. Like, not the way I remember it. 09 Canyon says, then stop watching it. It's not bad enough. Like, I can watch it. Like, I fell asleep. I dozed off after the gym today. I turned on Dexter. I ate some leftover tater tot hot dish. By the way, the kids, before they left last night, this is brazen. Check this out. The kids raided, like, the fridge and the cupboards. Like, they took, like, snacks and stuff. I went in there today. I wanted to get a bag of honey barbecue Frito twists. I saw a little bag of those. I was like, oh, man, those will be good. I opened the pantry. Fucking pantry's raided. They took chips and all kinds of stuff. That was pretty brazen. So I text my daughter today. I'm like, what's going on with the pantry and the fridge? She gives me a little smirk face emoji. She goes, oh, you saw that, huh? Yeah, I saw it. Tell your mom to go shopping. That shit ain't on me. But then again, it does save me from eating shitty processed foods, which is nice. But I had a nice workout at the gym. I got some punching in. I took some punches and then came back, had some tater tot hot dish, watched some Dexter, and fell asleep a couple times. And when I fell asleep, I was fine and caught up, and I knew where I was at Dexter, and I think that's why I'm still watching it. I can kind of keep it on. Let's continue on. Roots Calhoun says that's not how it works for the intro song. You have to commission a piece. That's true. There is commissioning a piece, too. That's a good point. Numero Uno says, have Karmic X make a new theme song. You know, I don't want to throw shade at Karmic. I like Karmic, but boy, that idea, the Melton people had an idea that they would make Karmic. Karmic didn't realize he was being manipulated. They wanted him to stream at the same time as Steel Toe because they've lost. They've completely failed. Like, we're doing more average viewers than them at a time at like 800-900. We're doing more max viewers, over 1,000 now. Our restream numbers are kicking their ass. And now they're panicked, they've lost, they've been defeated. So now they want to get other people to try and stream at the same time as Aaron, because they're like, maybe if we build like a monopoly of like very, you know, how do I put this respectfully? Lower tier broadcasters at the same time, we'll just throw a bunch of shit and slop and hope that it hurts them. It's like, guys, you haven't slowed down this train yet. You're not going to. You lost, bow out gracefully. Everyone can see through it. I saw that Gino one day was like, oh man, Keanu and I like broadcasting in the mornings. I liked filling in for Aaron. We should do that more often. And then Dr. Steve, who was at Hackamania, and he's kind of a chicken shit anti-steel toe guy too. He goes, you guys should go at 6 a.m. Central. And it's like, wow, you guys really have admitted defeat. It's fucking over, isn't it? It makes me feel good when I see shit like that. I like that. That makes me realize I'm doing it right. Let's go to Angelica's doll. Says, didn't Roots make a song for the pretty antisocial girls? Yeah, that's like the gayest tattletale shit you can do. I gotta say, I don't respect that. Like when you're like, oh, but didn't he do a thing? Who gives a fuck? If Roots, I don't give a shit if Roots makes a song for Iran. That doesn't mean it's not going to affect my decision to work with them. You know, internet people do that chicken shit, cowardly stuff all the time. Where like, they were writing at me yesterday. Did you see Keanu had Ethan Ralph on his thing? She is a domestic violence victim. She has a domestic violence guy. I'm like, guys. I don't fucking care. You're talking to the wrong guy. You know? I ain't Melton or any of these perpetually online fucking dorks who have no life and are, you know, obesity glued to their chairs. Keanu can talk to whoever the fuck she wants to. Roots can make a song for Hitler. I don't give a shit. So, like, that weird, like, passive-aggressive tattletale shit, I got Roots' back on that one. I see what you're doing, and that's a good way to lose people's respect, is just to be a passive-aggressive chicken shit. Ugh. And you get called out, and it's embarrassing. Redbird with $1 says, oh, you a gay fat fuck. Oh, you forgot that part. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Let's go to numero uno. Oh, by the way, numero uno, did you know your boy that's running for Senate here in Minnesota is now sending me a hat? He's a steel toe guy. And he's sending me a hat, and unless that's you. Numero uno says, set up text-to-speech and live stream yourself attempting to exercise so we can send insults and or encouragement. My Lost Interest says, were you wearing your red and pink Speedo when changing the tire as promised? No, I was wearing this shirt and some sweatpants. I took a shower for you, so I wasn't stinky. JH says, Aaron, Josh Moon losing pissed me off. We need the fucking body cam foot. That wasn't him, though. That was Harden. That wasn't Josh. And that one he was going to lose no matter what. And he's going to lose the local part of the lawsuit, too. These are corrupt, rotten, small-town yokel shitheads. And they're going to try to fuck this up. And they're going to, what's going to happen to them is what always happens to these small-town yokel idiots. When they get exposed to anything bigger than themselves, they're going to get smacked down on an appeal. Not on this motion. Fuck the motion on the lawsuit. Let's go to numero uno. Says nobody left not knowing anything about the shooting. He said, did I fuck that up? Did I say that the wrong way? Now I feel like I said something dumb. Now I feel like I'm dumb. Twisted question mark says it's all very corrupt. Yes. 09 Canyon says Vicki Lawrence did great on that song. The night the lights went out in Georgia, I prefer the Reba McEntire version. Root says Aaron Slow Rogan Imholt. I'll take it. I'll take Slow Rogan. I like it. I actually, you know what? I know it was intended as an insult. Another win for the toe. A lot of vagina says, how come all analogies with you end in a food reference? Cause they don't. Numero uno says, why did Aaron listen to an hour-long stream about this assassin guy after he covered it this morning if he covered it so thoroughly? No, I pay attention, numero uno. I listened to the Asmund Gold thing on the Israel-Iran stuff on Netanyahu. By the way, Netanyahu talks like a propagandist dictator. He really does. He talks like he was talking to the people of Iran. Rise up against your regime. They're oppressing you. Blah, blah. I'm like, that's a weird thing to say while you're dropping bombs on their heads. You know, it's like Israel's going, we really don't want to drop these bombs on your heads, but we're trying to free you. God damn it, this is freedom. Why won't you take it? I don't know. It feels like explosions and a shitload of death and property damage, but hey, tomato, tomato, I guess. He speaks like one of those guys who's like dropping leaflets behind enemy lines. If the people of Iran rise up, then the bombing can stop and they can overthrow their government. It's like, okay. 09 Canyon says, who was the dick at the convenience store guy? City council, mayor, dick out at the convenience store? Teacher, I think. Scott Richard Staska was the superintendent. Yeah, the superintendent of Ricori Schools or principal of the high school, one of the two. Yeah, he pulled his dick out at a bunch of Quick Trips and he was just shaking them at the convenience store clerks from outside. And they found like 8 gas stations, surveillance cameras where he'd whip his cock out and just start shaking it like a gypsy dancer. Was our guy, Scott Staska, either principal or superintendent. Just like I said, I believe it was at least 8 gas stations got him on video waving his cock at people. Doggo Doesn't Die says, all of my choices are based on the Dukes of Hazzard. Well, do it in Candy Ojai. If you're connected, they'll cover it up. Numero Uno says, video pad video editor. That sounds top quality. Well, they charge for it, so it's got to be good, right? It's got to be good. JH says, Trinity season is peak Dexter. It is pretty good. Twisted question mark says, hot dish is bad for your blood sugar. I solved the blood sugar question. I took care of it. We're good now. We're all set. Tater tot hot dish is fire. Tater tot hot dish is the reason why Aaron is fat as fuck. Kids saving you from your fat self. All right, so the verdict is the kids raiding the cupboards is a good thing for me. Hobo Chili says, nobody told him to eat a Stouffer's family-sized portion of tater tot hot dish. That's not what I did. That's not what I did. I eat very responsible portions. 2 rows of tater tots in and 4 rows of tater tots over. And that's the portion. It's a fine rectangle. You twat. Oh, man. Sam Show says, haha, they definitely saw that Keanu interview. They think you're a fag. Who saw the Keanu interview and thinks I'm a fag? I'll fight them all. Oh, God, I'll get them. See, my heart's just not in it. Let's go to Diglett says, Walmart delivers now, you fat fuck. Just order some new chips and they will be at your front door. No, because I can get along without it. Thank you very much. Triple N says, I assume Roots already has a song about Hitler. No, I said a song for Hitler, not about Hitler. Totally different. Let's skip around a little bit here. I'm way behind. Root says, people assume I have allegiances. Nope, Aristocox on the net. That's it. Yeah, he's just a guy trying to do some shit. Billy Nord, that's the guy. Thank you, numero uno. Billy Nord is sending me a hat. And apparently he watches the show now. And he quoted numero uno in his email. He said, numero uno, Josh Denny fan turned me on to your show. I'm watching and I want to send you a hat. I'm like, that's great. I'll wear a fucking Billy Nord hat. I don't care. Leah says, why are you listening to Asmongold about anything? I don't know. Like, I think he's fine. Is he bad? I think he's fine. He does. I know. I don't agree with him on everything. Actually, his takes are pretty normy. They're not really too far from the line one way or the other. Hobo Chili Recipe with $1 says, fuck this human void cunt that talked about my beautiful, supple baby boy Roots. I hope you get breast cancer and get sent to a FEMA camp. He said that was Angelica's doll. Who said that? Loaded Wrench with $2 says, Trump is telling Iran to evacuate immediately. Yeah, we've got that. Somebody just sent it in. It happened just before we went on. We'll talk about that a little bit. Angelica, I apologize. You're fine. We went too hard on you. we were a bit irresponsible with our criticism. Triple N says, you have 8 tater tots. No, for those of you who don't know what tater tot hot dish is, it's a whole thing. I don't just eat 8 tater tots. It's not how it works. But it's a responsible portion. Trust me. My Lost Interest says, a Billy Nord hat sounds awful, but it will cover your hair. Now, Deutsch Chad says, Asmongold is good. He hates liberals. So now I don't know what to think. Let's go to numero uno. He says, if Rekieta is going to have local yokels helping sweep for him, why can't the toe have a friendly senator? Exactly. If he can have, if the yokels will sweep for his mommy and daddy and protect their family dignity, and they'll protect the county and not make the county look like dog shit, so much so they'll just lie and obfuscate and wrap shit up and hide it away and mothball it. Why can't I have a senator in my pocket? Rusty Grammer says, Aaron still sits on Santa's lap for longer than Santa would like at the mall and asks for the entire Hostess shelf in his diabetic stocking. That's not true or nice. It's not true or nice. Look at that. Hobo Chili Recipe says, Angelica, I'm not. Oh, I thought he said I'm saying sorry. Fuck. Hobo says, Angelica, I'm not saying sorry. I hope you die. Jesus. Hobo Chili Recipe went to the Nick Rekieta School of Bitterness, apparently. Holy shit. All right, guys, let's get into some stuff. I think we're all caught up with your end on the chat. We appreciate it. No, I'm not. Root says 800 tater tots. Check. It's not 800 tater tots. I am not an 800 tater tots kind of a guy. I'm not. I might stop sharing things with you guys completely. All right, so what's the verdict? Do you want me to just upload the video that I have tonight after the show's over? Or do you want me to change the tire via stream tomorrow morning after the show? I'll let you guys. I thought the way I did it was fine, but I got this much pushback and now it's making me insecure. That's it. All right. Power Windows says, when there is no goal, you sure can yap, Aaron. Jesus Christ. Well, I mean, this is why I tell you guys, if there's a day where we have no goal because Friday went so fucking crazy good that we don't need a goal today, that's a good time for you guys to just kind of all pool in, knock tomorrow's way down, and we can stay there. You can just keep it there forever and ever. That's why I say that. You guys are already like $10-12 ahead for tomorrow. Doggo Doesn't Die says, upload it tonight and we'll let you know tomorrow. I think that's fair. Numero uno says, bring back the goal. All right, if you guys throw in $100, we'll bring back the goal. No, I'm just kidding. Let's go to this Donald Trump thing real quick, this Truth Social post that he had just before we went on. Iran should have signed the deal I told them to sign. What a shame, waste of human life. Simply stated, Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. I said it over and over again. Everyone should immediately evacuate Tehran. Yeah, I mean the Trump approach to this is very, how do I put it? It's growth by inches. You know, it's growth. It's better than what we had before, which is, you know, we'll just go in and totally roll with Israel and everything else. Now it seems like our approach is more like, all right, you guys do whatever you want to do. We're not going to get in the way. Don't murder their leader. It's not satisfying to me. It still implicates us way too much in what Israel's doing. I don't want to be connected to them, but I'm also 38 years old and I understand. I'm not an idiot. I understand we're never going to abandon Israel. No matter how many thousands of Americans have to die, no matter how many terrorist attacks we have to take, we're going to keep getting Israel's back. And I mean, I guess wrap it up as quickly as possible. That's been my whole take on this Hamas, Hezbollah, Israel thing. Is it's just like, I don't want to back Israel. If they want to do some shit, if they want to fuck some people up and they see enemies and they want to wipe them out, then go ahead and do it. I just don't want to be tethered to it. I don't want to be tied to it. This is why George Washington told us to avoid entangling alliances, because now we vouch for Israel and it's on us. I hate that because I don't give a fuck about Iran. And if Israel wants to fuck them up, then go fuck them up. Saudis gave Israel permission to use their airspace. Iraq gave Israel permission to use their airspace. Sounds like you got a couple countries who are cool with it. Fuck them up then. But like for us, I also saw that Trump is sending tankers. We're sending refueling tankers over there. Great. Pumped. Awesome. Can't wait. Chad Buzamok says, got here late. What happened to the tire changing? We have the video. We're going to upload it after the evening show, and you're going to love it. You're going to love it. We had a shitload of rain and hail today. We had 2 different rain and hail storms today here in lovely central Minnesota. After the first one, I saw there was a second one coming. I was able to get a tarp out over my daughter's flower bed that we have out front in the front yard. Big flower bed. She takes care. She kind of curates the whole thing. And I didn't want to see the hail fuck up her flowers. Her and I have both been working. Well, am I working hard? Every once in a while, I go out there and I spray them down. You know, I water them. But hail is not a friend to landscaping. That's for sure. Let's go to Leah. She says, we are going to get in the way. We always do. If you think otherwise, you're a moron. Yeah. Yeah, it's disappointing. Like, you know, in the first day that Israel struck Iran, you had people saying, oh, yeah, Trump told Israel not to do it. We don't sanction it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's good. That's good. Let's keep that up. And then as it went on, we just kind of said more like passively supportive shit. And that's where we're at. We're on Israel's side. We hope they overthrow Iran. I know my dad and boomers, they're saying like, well, we don't want Iran. We don't want the Ayatollah in there anyway. We've been trying to get rid of the Ayatollah for 45 years. Why don't we he's the Middle East Castro. Why don't we just let Israel take care of it and we'll just hang back? We don't have to fight another war in the Middle East. And it's like, okay, fine. You know, that's a position you can have. But at the same time, it's like that. Is that how low the bar is for America? Like, we don't have a bar of, hey, let's be a sovereign country who doesn't have to get involved in this fucking shit. Instead, the win we have to take is, hey, let's back our buddy Israel going in there trying to destabilize an entire country. We've seen what that does in the Middle East. And we'll just sit on the sidelines and cheerlead them. That'll be our win. That really doesn't feel like America's making decisions for America, you know? Kind of feel like it complicates our sense of sovereignty. Numero uno says, did Asmongold tell you your boy Dave Smith is calling for your other boy Trump to be thrown out of office? I saw that. We got some clips tomorrow morning from Dave Smith and from Tucker Carlson. Very critical of Donald Trump, and I tend to agree with him. I tend to agree. Leah says, how long until he gets us into this war, over or under? I think Trump will hang back. I think he'll send supplies like those tankers. I think it sounds like he's sending the USS Nimitz to the Red Sea. So, you know, we'll have a presence, but I don't think we're actually going to get involved in like a direct way. Taste Fairy Ialto says that same storm should be at my place pretty soon. I should probably put the car in the garage. Yeah, decent sized hail. I would say not quite golf ball, but bigger than pea. I would say the hail's pretty. I mean, it was cling clanging off of my house. That's for sure. Numero uno says, I really don't care if America goes to war as long as it doesn't negatively impact me. Oh, that's right, you Canuck cunt. Twisted question mark says he told them not to mess with us and they hit our embassy. 09 Canyon says, Aaron as president. Hear me out. Have you heard of a polycule? See, now I don't endorse that. Taste Fairy Ialto caught me. He goes, were you going to say Davy Boy Smith? I was about to call Dave Smith the British Bulldog. Numero uno says, Aaron calls it. You guys don't let anything go. If I slip up just a little bit, you guys just fucking pounce it. You know what I'm trying to say. You know the point I'm trying to make. This is what happens when you do a comedy show and then you try to do news commentary. It's like, no. We're here for the smarmy dickheadishness of your show. You just tried to sound smart and you said a retarded thing. So now we're just going to focus on the retarded part and call you stupid because that's what you do to us. Fair. But yes, I did say Davy Smith because I was thinking of the wrestler, the British Bulldog, Davy Boy Smith. You see, my wrestling nerdity like clashed with my political know-how. And like usual, wrestling won out. Hobo says, oh, here, we got to get Hobo's take on all this. Fuck this Middle East shit. Call me when we invade Canada and I'll enlist in the army. Oh, he's coming to get numero uno. Oh, shit. Leah says, I don't want to be involved in any way. Neither do I. I hate this. I hate that we get this fucking country's back every time they go and they bomb somebody and they start some kind of a fight. And then the body count is way in their favor and they go, we're the victim here. I hate it. But like I said, I'm old enough to know that we never have leaders that are going to tell us what we want to hear when it comes to the Israel thing, which is we're America first. Israel can do what they want. They have a war. They can run their war. They want to refuel their planes. Use your own tankers. We're keeping our shit at home. Numero uno says if this war somehow takes out Elon, then it's worth it. Jesus. Atomic Ray says, wow, the idiots. You think we are out? You are using too much lidocaine. We were never out. R.I.P. Kennedy. No, I don't think anyone here said that we're out. We're just not actively sending troops and bombers, which is kind of new for us. Like that's a small step in the right direction. We're not actually invading the country in the Middle East in question. That's or actively launching airstrikes like Libya or anything like that. Like look at it. So you had Iraq and Afghanistan, right? And we went in there and we did an old school invasion. Then there was Libya and we just did bombings, right? And now there's Iran and we're just going, you guys got this. Go ahead. Yeah, we're Israel fans over here. So maybe we're just slowly moving in the right direction. It takes a while, right? No? You know me, I'm a positive guy. I'm a positive thinking kind of a guy. Taste Fairy Ialto says, my wrestling nerdery is why my ears perked up when you said it. Yep. I almost called him Davy Boy Smith. I almost called him Davy Boy, the British Bulldog, which makes me sad. Rest in peace, King. All right, so look, that's the latest on Israel. We do have a couple of clips here of today, Israel bombed Iran's state media center. They just, if you were wondering whether or not this attack on Iran is about their nuclear program or it's about regime change, it's about fucking regime change. 100%. They just took out the nuke guys first, but then they took out the general staff. They're probably trying to take out the president, but I guess, or the Ayatollah, but he's in hiding. But like you take out the state media apparatus, yeah, you're going for regime change. And I don't know, man. I don't, this idea that the Israelis are going to get the Iranians to rise up and overthrow the Ayatollah. That's not typically how it works. Usually when you bomb another country, the people, even if they hate their leader, they organize around him because at least he's one of them and he's not Israel. So I'm not so sure that, Netanyahu ain't full of shit when he says, oh, we are doing this and the Iranian people can rise up and they can overthrow their Ayatollah and the government that puts them in jail if you're a woman and you show your hair. It's like, okay, you can say that, but do you believe it? Because I feel like when you start bombing a country, the people of that country rally around the flag. They rally around their country. How often has it happened where a country gets bombed by somebody and then they go, oh, well, yeah, fuck it. We're on the country bombing us side. We're going to overthrow the guy. I mean, what, Slobodan Milosevic? The last one I can think of. Let's go to, don't say Gaddafi because there were rebels there. There was already a revolution going on. Let's go to, this person says the Nimitz was set to be decommissioned this year. Makes you wonder why they sent that one. I don't know. Maybe to give it a new lease on life. This is a TV station. Or this is a TV report in front of the TV station while the attack was happening. We have this. Speak English, motherfucker. I can't understand you.
در این چند سال در تمام عملیات‌های وعده صادق جلوه اقتدار ایران و شکست هیمنه رژیم صهیونیستی رو به تصویر کشیدیم.
I'm going to go ahead and assume that that is not an operating condition. I'm going to say that that's a good hit. I'm going to say that they are currently off the air.
اینجا سازمان صدا و سیماست، مرکز فرماندهی جنگ رسانه ایران.
He's right about that.
و مرکز به قدرت کشیدن تصویر اقتدار ایرانی و ایرانی جماعت و شکست هیمنه رژیم کودک کش صهیونیستی. من نمیدونم چند تا از همکارام داخل بودن.
Oh, that guy literally has blood on his hands. I've never seen a better example for like an Israeli attack.
من طبقه اول بودم بمباران شد. نمیدونم چند تا از همکارام شهید شدن. نمیدونم چند نفر مجروح شدن. گفته بودن تخلیه کنیم منطقه اسرائیل.
I can't understand this guy. He's not speaking English. How fucking disgusting. They call themselves a news station? How dare they? Miss Tay, thank you very much. With 5 gifted memberships.
We want the gold, sucker. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
That doesn't get Tay on the board, but it gets her definitely in the game, so I'm going to keep track of that one. Let me real quick punch something up just to make sure I get this right. Rebecca W. with $2 says the Iranian flag isn't the Islamic Republican Guard Corps flag. Dumbass. Sorry. I meant rally around the flag is an expression. It means like get patriotic, rally around your country. I didn't literally mean they were going to gather around a... Miss Tay, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Appreciate that. Very nice of you. Leah with $1 says, take this with a grain of salt, but CNN is reporting that Iran has a secret nuclear site buried underground. Well, to me, now I heard Netanyahu say that, and I know that Netanyahu wants bunker buster bombs. So I'm wondering if maybe Netanyahu ain't angling to try and get those bunker busters by saying, oh, yes, they have a nuclear program. It's underground. We can't hit it with conventional weapons. America, we need to get bunker bust 30. It's like 30,000-pound bunker buster bombs. Yeah. And you know what? Eventually they'll get them. They'll spew their bullshit. They'll say, oh, yeah, Trump. Because Trump now said Iran can't have a nuclear weapon. And now if Netanyahu gets in his ear and goes, oh, yes, they've got it all underground. We can't hit it with our ordnance. Give us some bunker busters. We'll fucking give them to him. We'll hand them over. Let's go to Dago Doesn't Die says, he says I'm wrong. They don't rally around the flag. Apparently, Dago Doesn't Die says, Aaron, they rally around the family with a pocket full of shells. I got it wrong. Here's my whole thing about Iran. I've been being told for at least the last 25 years that Iran's trying to get a nuke. For the last 25 years, I've been hearing that within 5 years, Iran's going to have a nuke. And then here's how it works. If they get it, then we're stupid for not doing anything, and then they got one. If they don't get it, we get to go, oh, no, it's only because of the pressure we've been putting on them. That's why they don't have it. I'm starting to think that maybe these people might be completely full of shit. Because my entire life, they've been telling me, oh, Iran's a couple years away. Iran's a couple years away. Then something magically happens where they're like, wow, they might be a couple more years away. It's kind of like when Al Gore predicts, when Miami will be underwater. Oh, yeah, if we don't do anything soon, by the year 2000, Miami will be underwater. It's like, all right, Miami's not underwater. Okay, if we don't do something in the next 10 years, by 2010, Miami's going to be underwater. It's the same thing with Iran. People try to scare the shit out of people just so they can pursue their agenda. Leah with $1 says, Israel timed this perfectly for when Trump would be at the G7 and have all those other countries in his ear. Yeah, I saw the Canadian president was getting a little cunty with Donald Trump, which I guess makes a little bit of sense because, Trump's been talking shit about making them the 51st state. I mean, you got to throw something back at him. Hobo says they do. Israel's only used 8% of their missile capabilities. They've been working for 20 years on their missile program. They haven't even used their subsonic. Iran has a battalion strength of suicide bombers. You have no idea how fundamental these goat fuckers are. Soldier goat fuckers, I believe is the respectful way to say that. Leah says, and Trump is swayed because he wants to be liked by people. Well, and he wants to be seen as a guy who's getting deals done. Oh, look, I got a deal. Oh, well, I guess that another win for the toe, I guess. Yankee says, Al Gore invented the internet. How dare you badmouth him? That's true. I should be a little more respectful. Here's the aftermath of the news, the TV station bombing. They fucked that place up. Might want to get a recycling bin down there. A lot of paper. Those trees don't grow on trees. There's oh my God.
We coming for you, nigga.
Be warned, Hulkster. Then we have I don't know if you've seen this yet, but we have the TV anchor who ski-daddled the fuck out of there. Is like the building got bombed while they were broadcasting. And one of the anchor ladies in a hijab had to piece out of there. Like as the fucking ceiling is caving in. She's fucking noping out of the newsroom. There's some people who have the ethic of like, I'll go down with the ship. I'm a journalist. I'll go down with my TV station. Not this lady. She said, get me the fuck out of here. What you heard is the voice of the invader of the homeland, invader of the voice of truth and justice. What you observed, the voice you heard, the voice of the dusty space. Well, you see, baby, when the Jews be coming in with the Star David on their fuselage, baby, that means that hellfire is about to rain down on them dusty go-fuckers, baby. And that means that the Israelis and the Iranians is about to go to the pay window jack, and they gonna get it on because they don't get along, baby. And that's hard times. You see a bomb, a cruise missile, if you will, cruising right upside your favorite camel's asshole. That's hard times. You see an Israeli cruise missile head toward your favorite goat with that nice tender backside of his. That's hard times, daddy. Oh. So I know it's a bombing and I know it's very sad. And it's very, very scary. But to watch her go from, this is the voice of the invader. This is the voice of the invader of truth and justice. This is the pig swine that are coming. And then all of a sudden, boom, I'll see you guys. Fuck this shit. It's like the black reporter who got the bug in his mouth. He's like, well, we're here at the thing. Oh, motherfucker. And the infidels will pay for their. Whoa, fuck this. She rips off her hijab. She's like, this shit ain't worth it. Watch her go from ballsy as fuck to once that green screen blinks out, she skedaddles.
صدای متجاوز به صدای حق و حقیقت است. آنچه که ملاحظه کردید، صدایی که شنیدید، فضای غبارآلوده استدیو.
It's time to play the game. Oh shit. Oh, that was the voice of her shitting her pants. Oh my God. Allahu Akbar. That is the go-to when that shit happens. That Allahu Akbar. I just want to go. I'll watch this 100 times. I want to see her go from like, yeah, fuck these Jews. Yeah, voice of bullshit is what that is to, oh shit.
فضای غبارآلوده استدیو.
She even loses her balls too. Like she's got this look on her face like, yeah. Then she goes, oh.
استدیو.
I'm looking for the Israeli Air Force and a clean pair of shorts. Shit.
استدیو.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! So whether they're doing bombing or getting bombed, it's still Allahu Akbar. That's like aloha means goodbye and hello. So it's a very versatile phrase. Although Allahu Akbar is kind of like their Jesus Christ. You know, somebody steals somebody's food in the fridge, in the lunchroom at the news station. They go, Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Same thing, just different connotations, that's all. Woo, that is a tough day at work. Well, that's not ending anytime soon. Oh, my. Yankee says she has a single chin bigger than Aaron's too. That's incredible. Well, if this one would do its job and be a little bigger, then this one wouldn't be a thing. Dago Doesn't Die says, why is that woman allowed to speak? Well, she's trying to tell you about the dusty roads or whatever and why they need to be stopped. Chad Buzamok says, I want to see what Aaron would do in that situation, acting like he wouldn't be screaming and calling for SP to save him. I would sit there. I would be like the guys. I would be like the orchestra on the Titanic. I'd be playing while the roof's falling down. These people need their news. And by God, I'm going to give it to them. Chad Buzamok says, did she hit the goal at least? No, that's what happens when you don't hit the goal. I'll tell you who hit the goal. The Israelis hit the goal on that one. Not that lady. She did not have such a good time. That's the latest. That's what we know about what's going on there in Israel, what they're doing, what they're up to, how it's all going, or with Israel, or should I say, and Iran. It does seem like Israel's winning. Iran's doing the whole shooting the missiles back, and then that that Iron Dome thing, that is crazy to watch. It's like watching Missile Commander. You got tails going this way, missiles blowing up in midair. Then the odd Iranian missile gets through and it hits the ground, it blows up. It is that's a head trip. That whole war right now, which is all like missiles and airplanes. I mean, you got Iraq and parts of Saudi Arabia that you have to go through to even, have those two armies clash. So it's not like that war can be, guys versus guys, infantry battles. They got to kind of keep it to missiles and aeroplanes. Let's go to Ablo Pacheco. Says, up next on sports, Diego has some explosive highlights from the Minnesota Twins. Oh, my. Yeah, so I don't know if they hit the goal or not. I know we don't have a goal tonight, so anything you guys throw out. I will say this. The morning show people, they got like 200 some odd dollars into their goal for tomorrow. For you guys, the equivalent of that would be like 75 to $100 into your goal for tomorrow. So right now you're 20 in. So you're actually not doing bad. But you have two choices. You can chip away at tomorrow's goal, or we can just fuck off and do a show tonight and not worry about that shit. Me? I kind of thought the morning show today was going to be, we're just going to fuck off and do a 4.5 hour show and whatever. And then they brought the heat this morning, boy. Holy shit. And then our numbers were crazy. I was very, very happy with the way things went this morning. Let's go to Roots. Says, I just want to destroy shit and bang subpar human women and do hood rat shit with my friends. Yeah, Roots doesn't want to get involved with what's going on in Israel and Iran. He wants to bang white gutter trash in the hood. Track marks on her arm, but you can tell she used to be pretty once. So you can still see a little bit of that, and like her tits aren't totally destroyed. That's the kind of girl Roots will go for, It's like Roots likes those girls where they're like, if they're heroin chic, at least they're skinny, so that's a plus. And their ass isn't totally like that droopy heroin ass. It's got a little bit of lift to it still. She's probably in like year 1.5 of her heroin abuse. So everything hasn't shut down. Her tits still hang up. They're not much, but they're up. They're not true. You don't have to roll them up. And her face is like the cheeks are a little sunken in. They're kind of Steven Tyler, but you can tell like she's 6 months away from, when she was good looking. That's kind of Roots' dream girl in that situation. And that's, that's serviceable. Billy Bob Norris says Aaron would be declaring his love for his future ex-wife, number 3. I'm not going to be having future ex-wife number 3 anytime soon. Anytime soon. Numero uno says, get it together, Toe. Your whole show is from Twitter. That's not true. That one was from TMZ. The fuck are you talking about? Roots says, haha, it's like you're peering into my soul. Right? That's what happens. Like if your goal is to just get laid, you find a girl who looks good enough where you can imagine her looking better. And that'll get you through. You see her and you're like, all right, there's like the kind of women Roots fucks is it's like, when a football team takes a chance on a guy in the 6th or 7th round and they're like, look, there's some raw ability in there. Yeah, if he went on the field now, he'd get fucking destroyed. But if we teach him a little technique, like he's got a decent 40 time, and I think we can build something around that. And if nothing comes of it, it's fine. We only used a 7th round pick. We can just cut him. And that's Roots' take on gals. Is he goes, see her, skinny, she's got a little bit of tits, her ass hasn't totally deflated yet, and she doesn't have any facial sores, so she's still a little pretty. She just looks a little older than she is, a little run through. I can work with that. Hobo says, Aaron, women that bang Roots would fucking eat you alive. I don't doubt it. They're probably psychotic. They're insane. They'd tear my fucking heart out. MSO says, how much to burn the steel toe sign? Oh, my God, never. I would never tolerate you burning that beautiful steel toe sign. Roots says, let Aaron cook. This is so fucking accurate. Roots, I know, you act like you and I are that different. A lot of my friends, some of my friends are you. I know these people. I've visited that world. I didn't stick around. But I definitely visited. I get it, and you don't see me shaming you for it. I get it. You go for girls who are skinny, so that's automatically they're not fat, so that's a level of hot. And you can see tits in their shirt. They're not the greatest, but they're tits. And also, you fuck girls who are a step up from whacking off. Because a big fat girl who's gross, that's below whacking off, right? Roots fucks girls where you're like, hey, beats jacking it, and that's a good get for him. He's not saying he's gonna fucking marry him. He's like, this one will do. It's perfect. MSO says, guarantee you he'd do it for 1,000. No, I like the steel toe sign. It looks good. When I see like Stalin clipping my shit and I go, that looks good. Our whole setup looks great. Root says, I kind of like bigger broads. I don't know why. You know, when it comes to bigger broads, I don't like bigger broads, but I have a threshold. You know, like I'll go to proportionate, I guess. Root says, not like black fat white girl, but they got to have some meat. I get it. I don't want like rolls. You know what I mean? And I can't do fatty tits. It's difficult. It's a difficult thing to explain. My taste in women, it's like Scalia said about pornography. I know it when I see it. That's all. I know it when I see it. Hobo says, I want fat pigs that look like Walter Matthau. Oh, God bless. All kinds. We got some breaking news coming in from Hobo. Fox News reports that U.S. President Trump has requested that the National Security Council be in the Situation Room when he arrives at the White House later tonight from the G7 summit in Canada. Oh, fuck. That ain't good. And by the way, numero uno, you can't tell me that I take my whole show from Twitter tonight when I'm about to get into the non-Twitter stuff, and then you send me Twitter shit. So Trump wants the National Security Council in the Situation Room. Now, wait a minute. People are writing in the comments and shit. They're saying, does this mean that a major military decision is going to be made? Wouldn't the Joint Chiefs be in the Situation Room, or is the Joint Chiefs part of the National Security Council? Are the Joint Chiefs part of the NSC? Please say no. No, the Joint Chiefs of Staff are not part of the National Security Council. Yes! But, oh, fuck. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs serves as the principal military advisor to the National Security Council. We're bombing around tonight, aren't we? I'm going to wake up in the morning. Our ass is going to be at war, isn't it? God damn it. I hope not. Numero uno says, I'm saying at least follow the right accounts. Well, why don't do I already follow them? No. There we go. OSINT Defender is the name of this account. Then we have, I guess, someone sent me a thing saying Trump is talking shit about Tucker. Trump talking a little shit about Tucker. Let's see here. Donald Trump, 6:18 p.m. So that was about 45 minutes ago on Truth Social. He wrote, somebody explained to kooky Tucker Carlson that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Oh, so now we're going to talk shit about Tucker. This guy's going to make me hate his guts. No Pen 15 with $2 says, we are about to be the 3-time World War champs. Yeah, but I mean, if you're the World War III champs, aren't you king of the ashes at that point? Like, aren't you presiding over rebuilding society from square one? Let's go to $5 from Vadam. It says, Aaron, when will you be moving in with SP and her parents at her parents' house? She doesn't live with her parents. I see a marriage number 3 incoming. I love fat chicks too. Burger the better. And I love a full natural pubic hair bush. All right, that's enough. No full-on pubic hair bushes. Get out of here. Numero uno says the United States National Security Council is the national security council used by the President of the United States for consideration of national security, military, and foreign policy matters. Thank you very much, Vadam, for that $5. By the way, that's $25 into tomorrow night. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Wow. So Trump's bombing Iran. Okay, so him talking shit about Iran, him wanting the National Security Council in the Situation Room when he gets back from the G7 tonight, we're bombing Iran. That's what it sounds like. We're bombing Iran. Yeah, Bappa Shab says he completely abandoned his anti-war platform that he ran on. Well, he doesn't have to get elected again, so fuck us, right? Bappa says there's a difference between fat and thick with a cute face. There's some real land whales out there. He's not wrong. Numero uno says hashtag some new wars. Hashtag MAGA. Zero Rugrats says, chat, does he read chat? Looking for a raid. Raid me, bitch. We'd love, no, numero uno, shut up. He says Zero Rugrats, nope. Zero Rugrats, throw him in here. What do you got? Raid it up. We're talking about Donald Trump. We're talking about all that silly horse shit. We're talking about the fact that we're probably going to war with Iran. So send us your raid and don't listen to numero uno Josh Denny fan. Zero Rugrat says, yep, gonna tell Jeff Mack. Numero uno says he isn't even aware we exist. That's not fucking true. And who is Jeff Mack? Jeff Mack Rumble. This better be a guy with a lot of heat. Oh, 7.35 thousand followers. He's got 162 people watching him. Let's take a look-see. Let's see what he's got.
Because of stuff going on between Israel and Trump. Yeah, we were talking about it earlier. Trump making a post that he's heading back.
I like this guy. He's got like that skinhead vibe, you know? Like, he definitely doesn't want to go to war with Iran. He doesn't want to go bombing shit.
Patriot Dad got in a brawl at Denny's back in the 90s. I'm glad you're still here with us, Patriot Dad.
All right. So, yeah, tell him to rate us up. Tell him we're ready. We're ready to receive. Oh, that was going to sound really fucking gay. That was going to sound gay. Dago Doesn't Die says, send us your rested and rich. Oh, God. Yo, yeah, if you got rich people, send them over this way. We love when the wealthy come over. Think about all the purple hair pussies we can draft into World War III. It will fucking rule, one person writes in. I don't know. The way our military is now, we almost don't want to draft people. Zero Rugrat says, LOL, 4 years ago, he had dreads. Well, if he's like an America First guy and he doesn't want to bomb Iran, that basically makes you a Nazi now, right? So you might as well shave the head and go, you know, full on, oh, man, he must be a Christian nationalist. If you believe that America shouldn't invade countries that didn't hit us first. That basically makes you a white supremacist these days. Get the haircut to match. Maybe I should. Mine's more because mine's going away. But, Dago Doesn't Die says, at the very least, he has an Imholt hairline. Thanks, buddy. Chad Buzamok says, Aaron's ready to receive. Yeah, I know. That's what it was going to sound like. Thank you. Appreciate it, Buzamok. Thanks for pointing it out when it didn't need to be pointed out. Hobo says, Aaron's always ready to receive, like a chihuahua moving its tail to the side. You understand I don't have to read these. We have 900 other things we can talk about. I don't need to read these. I do it out of the goodness of my own heart because I feel like it entertains you. I feel like you're happier when I treat you this way. I don't have to do this. Breaking news, Donald Trump has ordered that the National Security Council be prepared and assembled. Okay, so there's multiple outlets now that are reporting this. Let me guess. I'm just scrolling through. Shit. Hold on to your butt. Yeah, hold on to your butts. People, huge amounts of people attempting to flee Tehran right now. Yeah, it looks like rumor has it. Well, I mean, why are you getting the National Security Council into the Situation Room when you get back? Why? Zero Rugrat says he said he will raid after we all say the pledge. Oh, fuck. So he goes for it with that shit. He really swings for the fences on the America. So he even says the Pledge of Allegiance. Guys, you should all say the Pledge of Allegiance at the end of my show. I feel like that would be good for your patriotism. Or, I guess, numero uno Josh Denny fan, you can sing Bryan Adams songs. I guess that would be your equivalent. Numero uno says, why have one proxy war when you can have two? Hey, but don't worry. I bet you once we overthrow Iran and we have a new regime in place there, that'll be the last one. That's all it is. We just had one more country that we needed to topple, and then everything in the Middle East is going to be roses. It's all going to be Dubai and Riyadh. As soon as we wipe out Iran's Ayatollah, we're going to be then it's all perfect. We got the head of Al-Qaeda took over for Bashar al-Assad in Syria. We had some suit and tie wearing oligarch slave in Iraq. And the Taliban took shit back in Afghanistan. So one more time. Next one's the charm. It's the whole deal. Bapa Shab says, I like how ISIS is letting Israel use their airspace in Syria. Yeah, I mean, figuring out these allegiances in the Middle East, it's almost like the British Empire drew the fucking borders with a crayon after the First World War. The way this shit works. Oh, man. Deutsch Shad says, we're not going to war. Not yet, anyway. We never go to war. We never declare it. It's always the War Powers Act and then an extension and an extension and an extension. We haven't declared war since... Did we even... No, because I think Korea was a police action. When was the last time the U.S. declared war? Oh, World War II was the last. I thought we declared in Korea. June 5th, 1942 against Romania. That was the last time we declared war. Every time after that was just, we feel like bombing a country. What's literally the least we can do? And then I believe it was Nixon gave us the War Powers Act and just said, hey, how about we have this new thing where the president can just go bomb a fucking country for 90 days, totally rent-free. And then after that 90 days, he either has to go to Congress and ask him, now that's the rule, or he can just keep fucking doing it as long as nobody stops him. That tends to be what it is. The War Powers Act specifically says you have to go to Congress after 90 days. But I'm pretty sure nobody follows it. Now we get authorizations to use force. The War Powers Act, officially known as the War Powers Resolution, is a federal law passed in 1973. It was designed to reassert congressional authority over the president's power to commit troops to armed conflict abroad. It requires the president to notify Congress within 48 hours of sending U.S. armed forces into hostilities or situations where imminent involvement in hostilities is likely. It also mandates that such deployments must end within 60 days unless Congress authorizes a longer period. So 60, not 90, but it doesn't fucking matter because every time we do this shit, the Congress goes, yeah, sure, what's another 60 or what's another 30 or, just keep going. Why not? Oh, Zero Rugrats says pledge time. Oh, so they're going to come on over. Well, you guys all make yourselves known when you get over here. Vidam with $2 says Tim Pool is live talking about the upcoming war with Iran. Well, don't worry. I'm sure Tim Pool will say whatever Netanyahu wants him to. Tim Pool is shameless. I'll give him that. And his audience are cattle. Tim Pool took a secret Jewish mountain meeting with Benjamin Netanyahu where he can't talk about who was there, can't talk about what they discussed specifically. But he wants us to believe that he's a fucking honest broker and that Tim Pool totally calls it like it is. Like he's not going to suck Israel's dick now that he's got access. You know, a guy like Tim Pool, oh boy, I'm in the big boy chair. Oh, they brought me into the White House press corps and I wore my beanie and I was a big boy reporter. Oh, I went to the Jew meeting with Netanyahu and they made me swear to secrecy and take a blood oath. Ooh. So he's going to suck Israel's dick because he doesn't want to lose the access. Roots Calhoun says, but have you seen his kickflip, bro? Well, that's true. I have not seen his kickflip. They say, do not judge a man until you've kicked a mile in his kickflips, in his decks. Fucking all right, let's see. Out of morbid curiosity, let's see what this dipshit's talking about.
Then the left comes back.
I think a certain amount of his base. I think the base is going to fracture.
It's already fractured.
We're watching it fracture big time today. It's been happening.
You know, it's funny.
His base isn't going to fracture. They're going to fucking abandon him. You lose the Dave Smiths and the Tucker Carlsons. That's your fucking base, dude. And where's Tulsi Gabbard's balls? I said that unironically. Like Tulsi Gabbard was the one who was like, no wars. J.D. Vance, he was the one who said if we take any of these military actions, Europe should have to pay us because when we bomb the Houthis, it's like he said, those aren't even our trade routes. We don't use those trade routes. Those are European trade routes. They should have to pay for our military action against the Houthis. You know, where are all these guys to grab Donald Trump by his newly found fucking yarmulke and tell him, no, this has nothing to do with us. We don't need to get involved. Israel's ruthless. They will take care of this. I don't want to be tied to them.
Is like, doesn't it seem to be
we have what, the Sears Tower left to lose?
Mostly the people that were pro DeSantis are now happy with Trump's
They're happy with
saber rattling.
the war thing.
They're like, we like what Trump is doing now.
Yep.
I wonder how long a show like this can last when we are anti-intervention. Back in the day,
are you
like
going to
the Bush
still
era,
be?
The only voices you heard were pro Iraq war, pro Afghanistan war.
Well, yeah, but that was a different time. That was when it was all talk radio and Fox News. Now you've got, and you know what? I'll give Tim Pool credit if he really does speak out against this and he doesn't go full blown, Israel guy. I'll give him credit for that. But now we get to decide what's popular. And I'm sure Tucker Carlson will get a big boost from this. But also, I bet Mark Levin, we need to get in there and bomb the shit out of Iran for the Jews and my people. We should use American tax dollars and American military to prop up Israel and do everything they want us to do. I mean, why have sovereignty? Fuck it. I'm duly loyal. So they'll all get a bump from this. They'll all get a boost. But people thought that Donald Trump was serious about bringing down egg prices. People thought Trump was serious about getting us better trade deals. People thought that Trump was serious about ending the Ukraine war. Well, I mean, if he ends up in the Situation Room tonight and we end up getting involved in this Iran bullshit, in this fucking soon-to-be quagmire, because it ain't like it ends if the Ayatollah's gone. Okay, you broke it, you buy it. Now what do we get? Holy fuck, we didn't learn anything in the last 25 years. We didn't learn a fucking thing. All of this has happened before. We have been here, and we just keep doing it because Israel says we should. Oh, fucking hell. And, the egg prices, the gas prices, everything else. We can't leave shit alone and just let our economy heal. And it was healing. Gas prices coming down, grocery store prices coming down. Inflation got back to neutral. We're working on trade deals. The Middle East is investing in America. Got to have something to fuck it up. It can't be too good for too long, can it? Papa Shab says, I hate all of them so much. They're going on a full campaign of we need war, and the American people are like, do we? Remember when George W. Bush and Donald Trump were like at odds? They couldn't even sit together at shit because W hated Trump so much because he was such a radical. And now Trump is Bush. Great. Sam Show says, man, Jesus ain't for me, but damn, this wouldn't be happening if y'all loved Jesus more. Is that what it is? Not enough Jesus love? Is that the problem? About 300 of you checking out the show right now on all of our platforms. Hit like, hit follow, hit subscribe. We appreciate it. It's a goal-free Monday, although you guys are $25 into tomorrow. Thank you so much for contributing on a day where we ain't asking. Canadian, this was just a funny little aside. We've had a lot of breaking news tonight on the Israel stuff and all that, so I don't really know. I don't really know about like this other stuff that I have for tonight. It doesn't seem as important. Baba Shab says he's basically W. Bush and Reagan rolled into one this time around. I feel like Trump is not as independent as he claims to be. I think he's being pulled at. I don't think Trump is as sharp. We saw it the first time. Remember the first time he was going to drain the swamp and he kind of let some of these swamp animals drag him around by the nose. He's like, I'm in charge. And they all kind of let him think that like a big fat retard. And now they're doing it to him again. They're doing it to him again where he's like, I'm in charge. We'll do what we want to do. And then slowly these fucking people just kind of get in his ear little by little, and they slowly move him towards the Iran thing until he thinks it's his idea. Julius Presley with $5 says, Aaron, be honest. Did you take the pic of Nick with gay emo makeup? Don't lie now. No, I would guess that they don't have any friends. That was either Ralph or one of the kids. I hope it wasn't one of the kids. That would be fucking disgusting. But I would say probably Ralph, if I had to guess. Numero Uno says, these guys are rich already. Rich people don't want more money and power. Aaron and his whole dumb country last year. LOL. Well, look, I'm still happier that we have Trump rather than Kamala. But Jesus Christ, I'm trying to think of a situation where he calls the National Security Council into the Situation Room, but we're not going to war. Like, that's kind of what I'm holding out hope for. Is that it's just, he just wants to talk shit over. Ablo Pacheco says, this just in, nuclear sniffer plane just left Omaha, Nebraska. Yay. And then we had like 35 fuel tankers flying out of the United States over Europe this morning, too. Papa Shab says he knows he's not in charge. He's an excellent broker for the power elite of, well, I certainly can't say that. Dago Doesn't Die says he got in line after he found out the news killed Kennedy. Nothing slow about it. Numero Uno says, LOL, sure. If someone was going to fuck shit up, at least it was the guy who says the stuff I like. Look, I mean, this is the problem of being in a country that has two choices. Do I like this guy better than the other person? Yeah, still do. Is he doing a good job? Nope. Is he doing a job I like? Nope. But here's the tragedy of Donald Trump. Is he's got a horseshoe up his ass. This Iran thing's going to work out somehow. And I don't want to root against it. I don't want to root against my country, but I don't want my country involved in this shit. I think it's a bad idea, but somehow it's going to work. And somehow the Ayatollah is going to capitulate. And then there's going to be regime change in Iran, and they're going to be less hostile towards America and Israel, and they'll work out some kind of deal where they can have nuclear power and shit like that. And then we're all going to be sitting, then all the pro-Trump people, all the America First people are going to be, oh, yeah, look at you guys. You look fucking retarded now, don't you? And it's like, yeah, I guess we look retarded, but I didn't want to go in and bomb a fucking Middle Eastern country while we're $35 trillion in debt and $2 trillion in the hole every year. I mean, that I don't really, again, I don't see how I and my family benefit from us doing this. I don't see how my family and it show me where my kids' college education is going to be cheaper because we bombed Iran. Show me where gasoline's going to be cheaper because we bombed Iran. Where the Dow's going to go up because we bombed Iran. I mean, fuck. Numero says he's going to give Iran permission to have nukes, and that's going to be a win. No, I said nuclear power. Nuclear power, not nuclear weapons. That's what the whole fucking back and forth was about this shit. This time around. Zero Rugrat says, I trust Trump and whatever his plan is. Well, fucking God bless you, buddy. God bless you and your ability to trust the plan because, again, I've seen this shit way too much. I've seen this happen way too often. I've seen this play out, and it never plays out the way we say it's going to. It never plays out the way the leaders sell it to us, and they know it's not going to work out that way. But Israel wants it, and it's one of those big dick fucking New World Order power plays where, if we can take a country off the board for Russia, which if we take the Ayatollah out of there, we take a country off the board for Russia and we move it into the West column. Best of luck. Ablo Pacheco says, not our horse, not our stables, not our problem. We should stay out of their fight. Yeah, but I mean, the people who have that position started losing in World War II and kept losing ever since. We haven't won one time. Bapa Shab says, don't blame me for his faggotry. Fair enough. Zero Rugrat says we don't need to be in any more wars. Then you can't go like, oh, I trust the plan for Trump. I trust whatever Trump's going to do. I trust him. He's the man. And not if you don't want to get involved in any more wars. Because it sounds like we're trying to figure out a way to desperately jump into this one. The Nimitz is headed over to the sea. We're sending tankers over. We're gathering the National Security Council in the Situation Room. Shit's going down. Shit's going down. 09 Canyon says, USA is my dad, Israel is my mom. 50 years of hearing happy wife, happy life. Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Where the guy is clearly bigger and looks like he's in charge, but behind the scenes, the wife kind of dictates the agenda. Yeah, no, you're right. America and Israel is a 50-year marriage that worked. Papa Shab says, I smell USS Liberty 2 ballistic missile again. Holy shit. Holy shit, that is an amazing point. Who said it? The USS Nimitz was selected to be decommissioned at the end of this year. It's a dead stick, right? It's going to be gone. Oh, my God. I hope I'm wrong, but Papa Shab, that is an amazing point. You watch. Something's going to happen to the Nimitz. Something is going to happen to the USS Nimitz. And we're going to go, oh, man, well, clearly America needs to get involved. I mean, our ships are being attacked, and it's going to be another fucking remember the Maine situation. Yankee says, how much energy could we create from the heat if we started rubbing brown, black, and point? Jesus. Root says, Bappa been saying this. Oh, has he been saying? I'm not the first one to say that about the Nimitz, huh? Bappa's been saying it. When is the USS Nimitz going to be decommissioned? May of 2026, so less than a year from now. Yeah. So instead of it going quietly into the good night, send it over to Israel, stage an attack, and then boom, we've got our war. Shit. I hope we're wrong. I really do. Now I feel like changing the subject into like, I got silly Canadian shit. I got silly Diddy shit. But now this Trump-Iran shit has completely ruined my night. And now and then the more we keep hanging out in the chat and blabbing about this, every 5-10 minutes, some new info comes forward. What's that? Numero uno, could you send me that Twitter link, that Twitter account that you sent a little bit ago? And by the way, we had $4.99 from Red Fox Mad, but it disappeared. My YouTube chat's being a little bucky. I apologize. Vidam with $5 says, Aaron, don't say war or we are going to war. The dirty Jesus. Criminy Vidam. Where'd my marker go? There it is. You guys are 30 into tomorrow night. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it, Vidam. Hey, boy. There it is. Scent Defender. Perfect. Thank you, numero uno. Aaron, man, you're fucking retarded, says Roots. Why? Because Bappa said it first? Bappa says it's not an original take, but I connected the dots and saw people saying similar shit online. Makes sense. Makes sense. Numero wants me to cover silly karmic shit now. What's going on with karma? Who's he fighting with this time? He's like Israel. He's perpetually at war. And I know I'm kind of like size-wise, I'm the United States to him, but I ain't getting involved in his fucking wars. Let's go. Alerts now sounding across central Israel. Oh, my God. Is that missile, like, targetings? Or no, that's just where red alerts are being. Well, that's the whole country, obviously. Right? Oh, no, we got Jericho over here, Bethlehem, Hebron. They're not bothering to send warnings to Gaza. You guys are on your own. Are we still dicks? The Israeli Defense Force has detected the launch of ballistic missiles by Iran against Israel. The chance of U.S. military action against Iran before July on Polymarket's betting market has exploded within the last few hours. up over 65% following statements and posts by U.S. President Trump, one of which called for the immediate evacuation of Tehran. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. It is almost 4 a.m. in Tehran, so if the United States is going to get involved in the war with Iran tonight, it's going to happen within the next hour or so. It likely won't happen until tomorrow night or later this week. U.S. officials confirmed that forces in the Middle East remain in a defensive posture and that the U.S. is not yet participating in strikes against targets in Iran. All right, so that's the latest on what's going on over there. Yay. Bappa Shab says Israel's sex offender map looks the same. Look it up. Wait, what, is that true? Israel. Oh, yeah, it's really bad. It's just a picture of Patrick Melton. That's pretty bad. A map of registered sex offenders living in the Zionist entity. Oh, my God, it is just like it. Oh, my God. It is the story. Hey, at least no kids are getting fucked in the Gaza Strip. That's good. That's about the only good thing you can say about Gaza. At least they're not fucking any kids over there. I mean, they're blowing them up with bombs. But they're not. How about the West Bank? Is the West Bank safe for the children? Holy shit. People are saying people are saying Jericho armbar. No, not that. Not Chris Jericho. The town of Jericho. Yeah, that's fucked up. Now I'm not going to get that out of my head. That's the sex offender map in Israel. It's fucking beyond traumatic. Papa says my midwit potential is fully realized on this program, and that's why I stick around. Thanks, buddy. So are we going to war before the end of the night? That's the question. Are we going to war before the end of the night? Maybe. It sounds like it's a fait accompli. It sounds like that shit's happening. God damn it, man. And it's like there's going to be a good chunk of Trump people who are going to stick with Trump and trust the plan and all that shit. But at the very least, I'm on the sidelines with the guy. I'm like, no, not for me. Sorry, I ain't going with you on this one. Let's go into some horse shit, shall we? Otherwise, we're just going to be sitting here repeating the same shit over and over until some more breaking news comes out. But again, just as we were going on today, we got the news that Trump wants to get the National Security Council into the Situation Room when he gets back from the G7 tonight. Sam Show says, I abandoned Trump before it was cool. Twisted question mark says, nah, it'll be tomorrow. Doggo Doesn't Die says they can't say it's a new war. Those people have been at war longer than we've been a country. That's fair. All right, let's go back into the weekend, shall we? I didn't hear anything new on the shooter here in Minnesota other than they caught him on a trail cam, and that's what caused them to arrest him. Somebody saw the dude. He just walked by a motion-activated trail cam, and they called it in, and they were able to track the guy down. You're on the run for 45 hours. You're on the run for 2 full days, and they haven't caught you, and you just walk by a trail camera hidden in some trees, and that fucks you over. They did have those No Kings protests yesterday, and I have great news, guys. All those old boomer hippies getting together and doing that No Kings protest over the weekend, it must have worked because I checked in today. We do not have a king. Congratulations. The No Kings protest resulted in the same amount of kings that we had before the protest started. So they were able to keep the shit to shoe level. Congratulations. And then, I guess we might have got a king. He's going to send us to war, it looks like. All right, let's go to this. So one guy, however, or guy in Virginia, let's put guys in quotes. He has very prepubescent girl shoulders. One guy decided to take his SUV, and he was not waiting for these protesters to get off the streets. And, some states have these laws where if there's protesters in the street and they don't get out of the way, you can go through them. I think every state should have that. You have a right to protest. You don't have a right to gather on the street. And I think it should be, at your own risk. If it's dark and you cross the freeway at night and you get plastered by a car, that person driving that car doesn't go to jail. You shouldn't have been crossing there. So you have a protest, you go into the street, truck comes by, boom, takes a few of you out. You shouldn't have been standing there. Let's go to this one. This is a gentleman who had it and drove his SUV through the No Kings protest with his lady shoulders.
Celebrated the events. Others spent the day protesting. There were several demonstrations in cities across the country, from Philadelphia to Los Angeles. In Southern California, people have been taking to the streets in downtown LA for about a week now to protest against immigration raids. Back here at home, a 21-year-old man allegedly drove through a crowd of protesters earlier today in Culpeper. Officers say a protest near James Madison Highway was wrapping up, and as people were leaving that area, an SUV drove through a crowd of pedestrians.
You hear that? You hear how they report it? Like, I'm sure we have highway camera video of the whole thing that they could show, but instead they go, oh, they were wrapping up a protest near the highway. And then he just struck a bunch of pedestrians. You really think a guy flying down the highway decided to go Mahan through the fucking ditch and just clip a few people? No. This is God damn it. I hate noticing shit. I swear to God, I wish I could be retarded when it came to stuff like this. I wish I could not notice this. And I'm sure people who watch this show feel the same way. They notice all this shit. You notice this guy going, oh, a bunch of pedestrians who were wrapping up a protest near the highway. Then this crazy fucking asshole who's probably pro-Kings, he ran through and he just ran people out. Yeah, I'm sure those people weren't standing on the highway. I'm sure they weren't blocking the road. I'm sure they were just being good old boys. They didn't do nothing. And this guy with lady shoulders just plowed into everybody.
Officers say the driver, this man, Joseph Cheklik Jr., intentionally accelerated when driving into the crowd, hitting at least one person. Right now, he's charged with reckless driving.
Purposely accelerated. He was on the highway. What were they doing on the... I thought you said they were wrapping up a protest near the highway. Then how did he accelerate on the highway and run them over? Again, shouldn't have been standing there.
Again, the incident happening near James Madison Highway. If you know
Please
anything about
kid.
what happened out here, the Culpeper Police Department is asking for eyewitnesses. The number on your screen there, 540-829-5530.
Be very careful, because the Culpeper Police Department has very small hands and a bad knee. So that's a joke for 10 people. I specialize in those, by the way. Vidam with another $5 says, what kind of gun control and safety rules laws will be passed into law after the gay went on a shooting rampage of Minnesota lawmakers? They're talking more security at the Capitol in St. Paul. Well, yeah, I mean, they'll always protect themselves. But as far as new gun laws, they'll be proposed. I don't doubt it. They'll be proposed. Whether or not anything comes of it, I have no idea, but they'll discuss it. They'll propose them. Especially it was Democrats killed by Democrats. So, Democrats are the gun control people. They've got a governor that's sympathetic. So they'll talk about it. Just thank God this current session ended. So we don't have to, we have to wait till January or February of next year. Yankee says, every time the libs start screaming hysterically about anything, I just start buying more brass, lead, and canned foods. Say when. I know, I try to buy the canned foods, but then I end up making a shitload of Chef Boyardee, and I'm like, shit, that was from my survival stock. Son of a bitch. It's Raviolios. I can't stay away from them. There's people who buy, the Chef Boyardee, and I am not one of them. Don't try to think that I'm one of these people. There are people who buy the Chef Boyardee cans of spaghetti and meatballs or raviolis or whatever, and they'll dump them in a saucepan, and they'll season them up, and they'll put onions and shit in. they'll use the Chef Boyardee as a base and then they'll like cook it up. I can't hate it. I can't hate it. Like if you want to get some cheap ass Chef Boyardee and try to spice it up and make some ghetto Italian meal, go for it. Doggo Doesn't Die says, yeah, they were mean and no harm. Second Dukes of Hazzard reference. Yes. Vidam with $5 says this Florida sheriff is based. He warned the protesters. Yeah, I think this is Wayne Ivey. I think we saw this one. But we'll play it here. You guys are $40 into tomorrow night. Great job. Unbelievable. I think if you get $30 more in, you'll have matched the morning show in terms of what the goals for both shows will be. Let's go.
I'll start out by addressing.
Yeah, this was Wayne Ivey ahead of the protests.
The doxing issue that we were talking about.
Doxing.
Our ICE agents.
I have a Chihuahua mixed with a Dachshund.
Florida Highway Patrol are our partners. We all ride together in this. We all are out here to make sure that we're protecting our citizens, protecting our communities.
$5 from Von Kaiser says, how about a quick Thomas Hayden Church impression? So I did, I watched season 2 of Tires, and I did my best Thomas Hayden Church impression, and a couple people in the chat, and I've never done one before. It's not like I have a Thomas Hayden Church impression. They were like, wow, that's pretty good. That's fucking, and I thought they were fucking with me. I'm like, shut up. They're like, no, it's a good Thomas Hayden Church impression, which sucks because it's not like a Thomas Hayden Church impression is something you can, just bust out at parties or anything. But I tried this weekend to work on it because when people say, oh, you got something there, I'll work on an impression and see if I can add it to the repertoire. I couldn't duplicate it. I couldn't get my Thomas Hayden Church impression to work again. It was, oh, yeah, I had a guy like that when I had a furniture store in Miami. He was coked out of his mind, but he made us a lot of money. But I thought he was going to put forehead prints in the ceiling. And then one day, he comes in and he does a cartwheel over some furniture and flies through a plate glass window. Yeah, it was a fucking disaster. The good news is that his unkempt pubic hair had grown so long that it obscured his penis from view, which is a win. See, it's getting worse. It's degrading as time goes on. All right, there you go, Von Kaiser. Thank you for the $5. You guys are 45 into tomorrow night. Let's go back to Sheriff Ivey.
Many of them have been called to the border. Many of them have been called to other locations to deal with the amount of fugitives and
by the way,
that are
I
going
consider
on
Sheriff Ivey to be the wannabe Grady Judd.
We will work closely with Colonel Howes and his team.
Grady Judd is like the cuter, more playful, like, did you hear what I said, you fucking retard? This guy's like, we'll fucking kill you, bitch. He's a little more hardcore. He doesn't have a sense of humor.
Here in the state of Florida. So anybody that's doing that, we will take them to full task on doing it. We will stand with you. I want to define a couple things. And our
Marriage,
general was very kind in how he said things. I'm not as usually as elegant in how I say things. So I'm gonna first say that peaceful protests are part of our democracy. We invite people to share their opinions. That's what our country is all about. The key word in that is peaceful. And if it's peaceful, us in law enforcement are going to make sure you have a safe environment to do it in. That's part of that process.
But
if you let it turn violent, you do not want to do that in Brevard County. I'm going to tell you that.
Go do that shit in Polk County where Grady Judd will just make fun of you a little bit. We'll drop a fucking IED on your head.
If I can speak for my fellow sheriffs around the rest of the state, you don't want to let it happen. And just so there's no confusion.
I'm looking at you, Volusia County, you soft-titted bitches.
Because I don't want to hear any whining later saying we didn't know. I'm going to break it down for you, all right?
Florida's just
different. As you watch these riots unfold across the rest of the country, what you are seeing is buildings being burned down, police cars being bricked, having explosive devices thrown on them, having fire, guns pointed at them, bricks thrown at them, on and on. So I'm gonna break it down for you, all right? And if somebody wants to know what I mean by turn violent, this is what I mean.
God, if you fucking 2-minute wind up here, all right, just say you're gonna shoot them and let's move on.
Resist lawful orders, you're going to jail.
All right.
Let me be very clear about that.
Okay.
If you block an intersection or a roadway in Brevard County, you are going to jail.
Okay.
If you flee arrest, you're going to go to jail tired because we are going to run you down and put you in jail. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave, in our county, you're most likely going to get run over and dragged across the street.
Okay.
If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and in jail. If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail, and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here.
Beautiful
If
dogs.
you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at.
See, I think what he's trying to say is they'll fucking kill you. See, he doesn't have the good humor of a Grady Judd. Grady Judd's like, can you believe this dumb motherfucker? And this guy's more like, yeah, he's fucking dead. I saw the way he was looking at me. He was about to throw a firebomb.
Because we will kill you graveyard dead.
Graveyard
We're not gonna
dead.
play. This has got to stop. You're watching what's taking place out there. You're seeing police officers that are being attacked, being spit on, being put in harm's way just for doing.
There's secret recordings of this guy calling Gavin Newsom the gay F word. 100%. Sheriff Wayne Ivey. Let's go to Chad Buzamok says, Aaron, I DM'd you the mashup clip you requested. Oh, I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see what you sent me. It's a DM, so it must be pretty fucking bad. Twisted question mark says, half-breed dachshunds don't come with the little armbands. Mine is purebred. Well, mine's got Chihuahua, and I love Chihuahuas. Grand Poobah says, can you do a Shane Gillis impression? Not really, because Shane Gillis is kind of just a guy. Like, he's just a guy. Like, he's just a dude you hang out with. Like, there's not a Shane Gillis voice. He just has a voice of all your friends. Let's go to 09 Canyon says, Aaron voted for Gravy Jug for sheriff. That's it's a different guy than Grady Judd. But you should listen to him sometime. He knows his shit. Sam Show says, Grady Judd tells you to not beat up MS-13 gangsters for threatening teenagers. Really? Did he do that? Oh, Grady. Grady, you're supposed to be the guy who just lets people fuck people up. That's your whole gimmick, Grady Judd. All right, let's see what he sent me. Let's see what Chad Buzamok sent me. Aaron's mashup clip as requested. He didn't tweet this out. He DM'd this, so I don't know if I should be playing this just cold like this. Hold on to your butts. We're ready. We're ready to receive. Oh, that was going to sound really. So fuck us, right? Actually, that one's not so bad. I actually, you know what? I might actually stand by that one. That one I might actually be okay with. That is not as incriminating. I'll be honest. Chad Buzamok says it was a quick work, so not the best, but think it explains the point you wanted to get across. Yeah. I thought it was a fair depiction of the time period which it represents. All right, do we have any more breaking news? OSINT Defender. Oh yeah, we do have some breaking news. The IDF Homefront Command stated that civilians can now leave their shelters. It looks like the third failed ballistic missile attack today against Israel by Iran. Oh fuck, the Iron Dome is killing it. The Iron Dome was not doing so hot the first couple of nights, but now it seems like it's really cooking. That's got to be frustrating if you're Iran. Israel's just dropping bombs and missiles on you, just fucking shit up, taking out your nuclear scientists, taking out your generals, taking out your TV stations. And then you go, we're going to fuck you guys. We're launching a shitload of missiles at you. And Israel just pop, just knocks them all out of the sky. God, that's got to be fucking shitty. As of 10 minutes ago, no reports so far about any impacts in Israel. Multiple interceptions seen over Tel Aviv in central Israel. Oh, God. Okay. I just saw a breaking news thing. Breaking Israeli news says the U.S. is attacking Iran. That was fact-checked. It's not true. American forces are maintaining their defensive posture, and that has not changed. We will defend American interests. If that's the case, and they're saying that If they're saying that the American military is going to stay in a defensive posture and that we're just going to defend our own interests, then there's going to be some kind of a false flag. There's going to be some kind of a false flag. It might be against the Nimitz, and it's going to have the intention of getting us into the war. This is the scene in Tehran right now as people are trying to leave the city. Everybody trying to leave Iran. We're the only schmucks trying to get in. This guy's got a laptop, and he's showing how the Israelis are using Iran's own satellites to coordinate their attacks. He's got to get to the White House as soon as possible. And how do you suppose we stop this Iron Dome? I gave it a cold virus. I gave it a computer virus. And that'll give you guys 7 minutes to go in there and take them down, take them out, do your stuff. Yep, they're trying to get the fuck out of town. It's a big, beautiful city, I gotta say. Tehran not doing too bad. Although Iran was they were a lot more advanced before the Islamists took over. They kind of slowed shit down a little bit. Iran was like the pearl of the Middle East, back when they were getting American money and we were overthrowing their democratically elected leaders and installing the Shah. When we overthrew Mossadegh. Chad Buzamak says it was a quick work, so not... Oh, I'm sorry. That's where I left off. I apologize. Just need to bomb Nimitz. Yeah, that's probably where it's coming. It's going to be a false flag against the Nimitz, and then we're going to have to get in there. Some real Gulf of Tonkin shit. Doggo Doesn't Die says, let's see what it looks like tomorrow. Well, hopefully enough people are getting the fuck out of there. Hopefully they're getting the fuck out of it. I wonder if the regime won't try to keep them in there. Because, Hamas keeps people from leaving Gaza. They don't let people leave, and they basically use them as human shields. Hamas is, you can criticize Israel without loving Hamas. There's this weird thing that if we say, hey, I don't want to go to war for Israel, I don't want to, do Israel's bidding in the Middle East, that somehow that means you're rooting for Hamas. No, fuck them. Hamas and Hezbollah are dog shit. They're terrorists. They're fucking awful. And if Israel wipes them out, fine. Cool with me. I just don't want to be involved. But at the bare minimum, the U.S. picks up part of the tab. And that's the frustrating part, is that even if we sit there and we do nothing, we're still going to catch some of the shit because we're bankrolling the fucking operation. You don't think that they build all those F-16s in Tel Aviv, do you? Plankton with $1 says, how funny would it be if Trump was just joking when he told Iran to evacuate? You guys better get out of there. It's bad news. Just fucking with you. We're done. We're not taking any action. McBuster says, could be a domestic false flag. Crack down on us at home and be Israel's golem abroad. All right, Iran, if you don't give up your nuclear program, I'm calling the Bear Jew. And if you heard of Trump the Apache, I know you heard of the Bear Jew. What have you heard about the Bear Jew? He beats Iranian soldiers with a club. He bashes their head in with a baseball bat is what he does. Donnie Trump got an Iranian out here who wants to die for country. Oblige him. Oh, shit, we're going to war. We might as well get a few movie references out of the fucking thing. This is a bummer. And then it's about to be daybreak in Iran in about an hour or two. So even if we are jumping in, we're not going to be jumping in tonight. So we're kind of tipping our hand. We got some more breaking news. Several more Air Force KC-135 aerial refueling tankers have departed from air bases in the United States, heading northeast towards the Atlantic in the last hour or so, including several of the KC-135s and KC-46s, which prepositioned last night to bases in the U.S. Northeast. So remember this morning when I thought that, oh, God, we're sending refueling planes over there for the Israelis? It actually looks like we might be sending refueling planes over there for us. Sam Show says, laughing my ass off, Trump's legacy is fucking dead. I mean, it's going to feel like a huge knife in the back to a lot of us. That's going to be a huge knife in the back to a lot of us because we voted for him thinking we weren't going to go fucking around with these countries and we weren't going to go bothering with this shit again. And here we are, same, new boss, same as the old boss. No fucking difference whatsoever again. That's what sucks about it. That's what sucks about it. Dago Doesn't Die says, well, at least they're giving the Iranians more respect than they gave the people at Hiroshima and Nagasaki, right? Hulkamasha Baby says, I bartered for that city's life. You'll be shot for this. No, I'll be chewed out. I've been chewed out before. 383 Novocaine with $1 says, the title is better than the video. Okay. Twisted Question Mark says, we had fighter jets go over our house earlier. Very rare where I am. All right. Let's see. Rubber bullet shatters ICE protester's testicle in downtown L.A. Is this a shoot? Oh, boy.
I was on my bike. I had just gotten off, and I was getting a water bottle from my backpack. And then they started pushing forward. Okay, I just got my backpack then. And then
this is the gayest protest story ever. On the scale of like badass protest stories, there's I was on my bicycle and I stopped to get water from my backpack, and then there's 10 soldiers and Nixon's coming. We're finally on our own. This summer I hear the drumming. 4 dead in Ohio. It's like, oh, shit. That's a protest. This guy's like, I was riding my bicycle. I got really thirsty. I got a bottle of water. Their rubber bullet hurt me. Gotta get down to it. Buffets are closing down. Should have been done long ago.
They start shouting, move back. But I'm still like fixing.
They said, quote, get back. You don't know me like that, is what was said.
Myself up, my backpack, my bike, and then they just push me. And I'm just instinct, I tell the cop, like, don't push me. I'm already moving back.
Some people just weren't cut out for protesting. Like, these people they're an embarrassment to protesters.
And then the cop right next to him had a gun.
Oh, shit.
And just aimed and shot. He was like 2-3 feet away. After I got hit, I couldn't really walk. I was just like too much in shock. And then they're still pushing me.
Get to the part where they shot your nut off. Wait, that sounded fucking gay. He's not here. I'm not even going to worry about it. He's not even here. That was just a thing that I yelled. It was an emotional outburst. It's totally fine.
I know some other protesters were trying to help me like walk, but they're still pushing them too. And everyone's shouting like, yo, he just got hit. Like, let him breathe. Like, and like, I needed to sit down for a bit. But
like, if this is my fucking testicle got popped by a rubber bullet story, it is amazing to watch another human being fuck up a hand-delivered amazing story. And this guy is just dicking it up by being a shitty storyteller. I get some water from my backpack. Do you have 2 balls right now or no?
They just kept pushing. Right now I'm at home. The injury was sustained to my groin. I have
his nutsack,
a bruised left testicle, and my right testicle was actually shattered.
That means you've got such tiny balls that they hit both of them at once. Little ball guy, little ball. Sorry.
They said that they somewhat fixed it, so it should have some function, but it's still very badly damaged. They could not give me an exact time of how much I got to sit. They just told me to hit them up in 5-8 days, and then we'll see how I'm doing. And
you know why they were really casual about it? Because they saw this protester and they just saw him coming in a bicycle with a backpack, and they're like, he ain't using his balls. We don't need to worry about this. It's not that bad. Let's go to Twisted Question Mark. Says frozen water bottles they throw at cops. Oh, so he wasn't drinking them. He was throwing them. Oh, what a fucking cunt. So he left that part out. I was just trying to get a water bottle from my bag because I was just so thirsty. That's what I was wondering. I was like, you can't get a drink of water before you leave the fucking house for the protest? You'll be fine, dude. So wait a minute. This guy this is just like the running protesters over thing where the news won't tell you that the protesters were being cunts and standing in the middle of the road and blocking people's passageways. In this story, this little dipshit won't tell you, oh yeah, I was getting frozen blocks of ice to chuck at cops and they shot me in the dickhead. They got my dickhead and both my balls. Popped one of them. You fucking deserve it. You're pulling out weapons. You're going to get hit in the dick, stupid. Wow, that's funny that he's just like, oh, I was just getting a water bottle. That's how liars work, too. Because you'll call them out on it. You'll be like, well, it's ice. Well, ice is just frozen water, so I wasn't lying. You fucking twat. You chicken shit. Dago Doesn't Die says, I call BS. His voice is too deep. He was actually Patrick Warburton before they hit him in the nuts. So, actually, he was. Very deep voiced. Grand Poobah says, plot twist, he only ever had the left nut. The right one never existed. Well, sometimes they don't descend. That's what we call a liberal. Papa Shab says, maybe step away from the line of police before you reach for something. Not a bad idea. Sam Show says he tried to get his water bottle while he was 3 feet away from a cop. There's no reason a cop would ever flip the fuck out, right? You were reaching into your bag for something while you're 3 feet away from a cop in a very ruckus situation. What an asshole. Atomic Ray says a Jew plot to expose our dickheads to the elements. Is that what they're called? Twisted question mark. It's just like the milkshakes made of concrete that Antifa throws. Yeah. I mean, they're just milkshakes. You're going to punish a guy for throwing a milkshake? How dare you? How dare you? Kind of deserve to get shot in the dick. Let's do this story about, I think this was a woman who just got sentenced in Peoria, Illinois, or Peoria, Arizona. I'm sorry. This was a woman who was tired of her kid getting bullied. And so what she did was she took her, instead of going to the principal, instead of going to the school and being like, hey, could you do something about this? Or like teaching your kid how to defend themselves or anything like that. She just took her car and she tried to run the fucking kids over in the playground. She got sentenced this week. Let's get to this one.
A Valley mom will spend the next decade behind bars for running over a child. 30-year-old Brandy Gotch was sentenced to 10 years in prison for the
More like Brandy Gotcha, am I right? Ran over
February 2024 incident. Court records show that she drove over into a group of teens at West Green Park near 83rd Avenue and Olive and ran over one girl's leg, all while her 4 children were in the pickup truck. She told police she did it because her kids were being bullied. Gotch pleaded guilty to 3 counts of aggravated assault.
Yeah, but I mean, let's not run children over, like no matter what happens. I mean, I get defending your children from bullying. But could we not throw the 4 kids in the car and traumatize them while we're killing one of their classmates? Could we just when it comes to stories like this where the person's clearly a piece of shit, for me it's like, okay, be a piece of shit, but try to keep the damage as limited as possible while you're being said piece of shit. We do have some more breaking news on this Iran thing. Thank you very much, by the way, to numero uno Josh Denny fan who sent me this account. This has been This has been a great news source here for the Israel stuff. According to the New York Times, U.S. President Trump is weighing a critical decision in the 4-day-old war between Israel and Iran, whether to enter the fray by helping Israel destroy the deeply buried nuclear enrichment facility at Fordo. This is what we talked about at the top of the show, which only American bunker busters dropped by American B-2 bombers can reach. That's what we're going to end up doing. We're going to drop in bunker busters. And that's why we're not in a hurry to do it while it's still nighttime in Iran, because you can fly a B-2. I mean, we're talking supersonic stealth bombers. I mean, they can fly those in the middle of the day. They ain't shooting them down. So, fucking hell. All right, well, I knew when I heard Brett Baer asking Benjamin Netanyahu, like, hey, you said that some of these Iranian sites are underground and that your missiles can't hit them. Are you going to be asking for American bunker buster bombs? And the way he answered it was like such a dodge. I'm like, oh, fuck. He's going to campaign to get us involved in this thing strictly to use us for our bunker busters. This is even dirtier now. So it's only because he needs the bunker buster bombs. So we're like the friend that has a PS5. You have a PS4. You don't really like this kid. He just has something cool you want to play with. And that's why we're going to sell our sovereignty down the river and join a war that we don't belong in, because Israel needs some cool boom booms to take out the Iranian underground nuclear facilities. Yay. Why not sell all your promises to your hardcore mega base down the river just to drop a few bunker busters? Additionally, President Trump has encouraged Vice President J.D. Vance as his Middle East envoy, Steve Witkoff, to offer to meet the Iranians this week, with officials believing that the offer may be well received. If such a meeting were to happen, Iran would likely send its foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi, to meet with Vance and Witkoff. Yeah, I mean, we're going to find out how full of shit J.D. Vance is, too, because J.D. Vance was one of those guys who's like, you know, we shouldn't be getting involved in this shit. We shouldn't be doing this. This isn't the promise we made. You know? We should drop bunker busters on Tel Aviv, says Bapa Shab. I think Moabs, no, Zero Rugrats, Moabs are different than bunker busters, aren't they? Moabs are those fuel air bombs that suck all the oxygen out of an area. Those are bad motherfuckers. Numero Uno says the options are now either enter the war or continue just fully supporting the war. Yep. Numero Uno's right. Yeah, those are your choices. Either we get involved and start bombing, or we sit on the sidelines and sign the checks. We don't have, like, the option of not getting involved and not endorsing anyone in this war is not even on the table. Great. Well, Mark Levin will be happy. He'll get to sit there and go, we're doing amazing patriotic things, and he'll get to do his chicken hawk bullshit. All those neocons. Oh, I'm sorry, that's anti-Semitic. According to but they'll all get to fucking wave the flag and talk about how much they love soldiers and how they're sacrificing for American security and all that. They'll get to do their usual song and dance over this bright, shiny new war that we've got. Son of a dick. We're going, I mean, unless Trump's idea is like talking to the Iranians one last time and then we get involved, but I'm not sure. Das Optic Nerve says Aaron is a buffet buster. Papa Shab says, I learned a lot about Witkoff recently. He isn't a based Jew. Well, a lot of people were saying he was like the based Jew in Trump's cabinet. He's a fucking spy for them in his cabinet. Well, we heard that a couple weeks ago that there were a lot of people coming into the White House, including Mark Levin, that a lot of people were coming into the White House and politicking and campaigning and kind of begging Trump to get involved with Iran. Numero Uno, Josh Denny fan says Nick claims he used to call Aaron Moab. Mother of all bombs. Twisted question mark says my kids' initials are JDAM. Wow, that's a military family. Zero Rugrat says Mark Levin gets on my nerves. Yeah, me too. Hate him. Chad Buzmak says I miss the days of golf talk, something I never thought I'd say. Well, you'll be happy to know that I think I'll be getting out again on Thursday. I believe I'll be getting out onto the golf course again on Thursday, so Rumble Friday should be exhilarating. Papa Shop says don't go to any 4th of July celebrations or concerts and stay out of big cities. Great. We get to go back to those days. We have to be vigilant. Oh, are we bringing back the color-coded terrorism thing? I missed that. That's been gone for a long time. Oh, numero uno. I see the Moab. Oh, that's fucking gross, buddy. That's really bad. I don't endorse that at all. Uh-oh. We got Trump audio.
President, any statement on why you're leaving the G7 early for Washington?
Oh, shit. Why are you leaving the G7 early for Washington, she asked. Here we go. I got to start a war, and I got to break promises to all of my most ardent supporters. They all love me, and I told them I'd never start a war. And technically, I'm keeping my promise. I'm not starting this one. I'm just joining it later.
I have to be back. Very important. I want to just...
It's like entering an already existing room in Call of Duty. I didn't make a new one. I just joined my friends.
Thank our great host. Fantastic job. Thank you in Canada. But you probably see what I see. And I have to be back as soon as I can. And have dinner with these wonderful leaders. And then I get on the plane. I have to be back early.
Have you talked to the National Security Council?
I loved it. I tell you, I loved it. And I think we got a lot done. Really a lot done. In fact, UK, we signed a big trade deal today, and we're working on others. But we had just a really great relationship with everybody, and it's really nice. I wish I could stay for tomorrow, but they understand. This is
there a reason,
big,
Mr. President,
this is big stuff.
Bitch, he ain't answering the questions about Iran. He's dodging them, which means we're going to war. we're bombing somebody. Fucking hell. Thank you for that Twitter account, numero uno. Red Fox Mad with $4.99 says it would be cool if Aaron sees April at the 4th hole at the golf club. We all know how much Aaron loves holes. I did tell Keanu, I'm like, look, she probably don't want to see Gino and I, which is totally fine with the two of us. But I told her, I go, if you want to borrow the car one day or something, you guys, you want to go see if you can reconnect or whatever. I don't give a shit. I don't mind. She's like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm like, oh, if you want to while you're in town, I don't, Because like I said, I'm not one of those people who really gives a shit like who my friends talk to. I don't. Some people, they like treat it like you're not loyal. If you're like, oh, I don't like this guy, and you talk to him, it's like, well, you not liking them is not my fucking hang up. That's your fucking hang up. So yeah, I don't really give a shit if people talk to others. That would be fine with me. Gino and I will just get blind drunk and smoke cigars. Papa Shop says the Iran thing really is the plot of a shitty Call of Duty game. We have to stop them before they get a nuke. And Netanyahu has been saying it since 1992. Right? 1992. They've been saying that shit. My entire life, they've been saying Iran's getting a nuke. Iran's getting a nuke. Iran's getting a nuke. And it does seem like they're no closer now than they were back in 1992. And then there's, Israel has bombed Iraq before. Back when Saddam was in there in the 80s, Israel, I meant. If I said Iran, I'm sorry. Israel did bomb Iraq when they were working on getting a nuclear weapon. Israel bombed reactors there. So they do have a track record of these preemptive attacks. In addition to the U.S., President Trump and the State Department confirms that Secretary of State and Acting National Security Advisor Marco Rubio will be returning to Washington, D.C., where he will likely attend the meeting of the National Security Council at the White House. There you go. Rexstart parody account says breaking out the fine china at the Lee Greenwood home tonight. Oh, yeah. Lee Greenwood's about to see a nice bump in royalties. Every time we bomb a country, that cocksucker buys a luxury car. Roots Calhoun says it's kind of like we all got jobs and got to do our thing and just like getting hammered. If there's a buddy you can hang with, good on you. No drama. Dogs and beers on the gate of the truck only. Yeah, this fucking guy. Fucking Roots Calhoun, he's technically a hip-hop guy, but he talks like a country guy. Who can figure it? Who can? Bampa Shab says Perry Caravello, LOL. Is that what you're referencing? I don't think so. Am I? I don't think I'm referencing Perry. I love Perry. I think Perry's great, but I don't. Oh, he says Talking to Sam show. Oh, sorry about that. Numero Uno says send April to negotiate. She'll drain all those Arabs and they'll be too worn out to fight. She'll only do that if they have cocaine. If they have, see, you got to remember, unless you're me and you're like charming and you can just win them over on your own, you got to ply them with shitloads of drugs. You got to get them hooked on drugs. And then you can maybe have like a few months of a relationship with them. And then when the drugs run out, they're going to leave you and you're going to pretend it was totally a Chad thing. We let baby boys believe that because their whole world collapses if they don't. That is a weird fucking thing to admit, by the way, to go like, oh, yeah, I got a girl hooked on drugs, so she'd be with me. It's like, bro, that's not usually a cool. The rest of us just, we're fat, but we're funny, so it works out and we get them that way. It's not usually, you don't, drugging them first is not typically like drug codependency and enabling, not usually look, you'll figure it out when you're all grown up, kid. When you're all grown up, you'll get it all figured out. There was a big ICE raid at a Nebraska meatpacking plant. Stop giggling. Lots of illegals got deported. And, the whole thing has been that, like, if they deport all these people, who's going to do all these low-skill, blue-collar jobs in the United States? I mean, this is going to fucking hamper our economy. Yeah, deporting all these illegals is really going to hurt the United States. Well, guess what? That Nebraska meatpacking plant got raided. That very next day, there was a line of people out the door, American citizens lined up out the door to apply for jobs at this meatpacking plant. So at least in this one instance, the myth that if we deport these illegals, then all of a sudden we won't have any Americans to do the jobs that need to be done is fucking bullshit. That's always been bullshit. It's just been corporations crying poverty so they don't have to pay people a decent wage. You get illegals here, you don't have to pay payroll taxes. They don't have to contribute as much. You don't have to pay them as much. And then there's also the great replacement idea behind it all where, the Democrats want to rush to make them voters. But this idea that like, oh, these are just jobs Americans won't do. No, Americans won't do them for the fucking, below poverty level wages that you're paying these illegals because they can't go anywhere to complain. As soon as these people got deported, there was a line out the door looking for jobs, and I'm sure it would be that way anywhere else. Anywhere else. 09 Canyon says, Roots Calhoun says, I need Jesus right now. How am I going to deal with this broad's parents? Do I bring up the Jews? Wait, what? 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 I missed something. Sam Show, quit trying to get me in trouble. Roots Calhoun says, yo, I'm going to show this chick's parents my meme collection. Don't. It's going to go bad. They're not going to understand that the happy merchant is just a joke, Roots. Don't do it. Jesus. Could you imagine your daughter? Your daughter is like, hey, mom and dad, I brought my boyfriend to I brought my boyfriend to dinner here tonight. I thought we would have a special family dinner and you could meet him, and fucking Roots shows up. The the parents go, "Oy vey, what are you doing with this goyim? He's so unkempt. He looks mashuga." "Oh, but I like him very much. He raps." Oh my goodness. Well, so he's like a shvoogie. "Mom, Dad, don't talk that way." "What's his name?" "His name is Roots Calhoun." "Oh, so he's probably got some name like Evan that he's ashamed of. I understand." "Who are his parents?" "He's an orphan." Root says, "I'm going to dinner with my chick's parents." Well, are they really Jewish? So you're going to be picking up the tab, huh? Poor guy. Make sure you tip. And then explain to them what tipping is. Root says, "Fuck, bro. I got like 5 minutes before I got to walk out the door." Me too. MN Gal says they have been raiding and deporting illegals from Nebraska plants forever. Yeah, and they always seem to find more workers. Papa Shab says, "Aaron knows more Yiddish than me." I'm a Stern fan from back in the day. He used a lot of that stuff. Mention it in passing. These Jews have a lot of chutzpah bombing Iran. Maybe not that on the nose, but yeah, talk to them about the Iran bombing. If they're Zionists, you guys will be cool. You'll be fine. Root says that's pretty much it. Aaron is accurate, and my name is Nick. Oh, it's not a good name. Sup, Roots? Roots, you know what? I'm kind of creeping myself out how well I have you read and like your life and your, the kind of women that you're into and everything else. It's creeping me the fuck out. And it's one of those things that happens where you like get really confident. You're like, boy, I can really just pick people out from a couple sentences and like point out how they are. I'm really perceptive of that shit. But then you take it for a walk and then you fuck up with a bunch of other people. And you're like, okay, maybe I should have just kept it at that one. It seemed I was really killing it at that point. Riley Gaines announced that she's pregnant. Hey, congratulations to Riley. She's officially a chick. Just another thing that she can hang over those trans ladies' heads. That's just another thing she can tease those trans women about is, oh, can you carry one of these in you? Fuck you. Let's see if she made an announcement about it. Not everybody gets to announce their fucking pregnancy on TV because you were a 5th place swimmer.
I think the funniest thing about this to me and her saying, bully someone your own size, which would ironically be a man. How many men do you know that have this?
Oh, Riley's pregnant. Oh, she was at a Turning Point USA like Stepford Wife convention. Okay. The fucking Gilead rally. All about, God damn, that is good though. Just a lot of good looking, blonde haired, blue eyed, brunette American women. Just, I got to give it to Turning Point USA. They really do have the right optics. They really do have the right optics, boy. It's just a bunch of fit as fuck blonde and brunette chicks. It's like, you want to argue against this version of America? We got top shelf baddies in all kinds of different colors. I mean, hair, not skin. And would you rather have this future, or you show a picture of the guy who got his fucking dick blown off at the No Kings protests? All right, we got these bitches over here. You can come hang out with us, and we'll share cookbook recipes. Or you can have this blue-haired trans guy who just, swears he's a woman, but just had his dick shot off by rubber bullets. It's not competitive. Well, congratulations to Riley Gaines. She's gonna have a baby. And unlike those libs, she's not going to abort it. Red Fox Mad with $4.99. He's got a clip. Let's check it out. What did Red Fox Mad send us? Like, hey, Mom and Dad. Oh, no. I brought my boyfriend to... I brought my boyfriend to dinner here tonight. I thought we would have a special family dinner and you could meet him and like, hey, that's Mom. It? Oh, that's me being gay. I was like, wait, did I say something better during like the Roots thing? No, it's okay. I was being a homosexual. I'm bringing a guy to the... I get it now. I see. Oh, I'm gay. I didn't understand where you were going with that one. 09 Canyon says, Roots, LOL, got that rule 20 minutes after he met my boyfriend at the bar. I come out of the shower. He's drunk. No hello. What? Roots is the reason my dad gave me rule number 2. All men are no damn good. Oh, okay. And now Roots is giving 09 Canyon his number. He's a piece of shit. Is Canyon a chick? I had no idea. I would have been far more inappropriate. Zero Rugrats. Oh. It ain't looking good for the Pacers. This might be it. Fare thee well. They go down 3-2 to OKC. I say call it a night. That's it. You can crown OKC. I didn't want them to win the title. Shit. 45-32, Oklahoma City at the moment. All right, guys, that's about it. Mad Move says, I'm glad to see you're still alive. There was a rumor on Twitter that you died by choking on cum and butter. Because you mix them now, apparently. It's like, were we making a roux to make gravy? I don't understand. We're out of here, guys. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. I will upload that tire changing video before the end of the night. Take it easy. Have a great rest of your night. See you tomorrow morning.